What is going on, you guys? Welcome to the show. It's so nice being back here on Monday at 4:16. And we're going to have some of the guests joining us. ACS should be here in a little while. Ali might be joining us as well. Might even get Ben Everett might show up as well. So anyway, we have some guests that may be rolling in as we move forward. But guys, it's so good to be back on YouTube with you guys all over again. If you haven't done so yet, smash the like button. Hit that bell notification button and become a member of the channel. And like I said, subscribe because it's free to do so. And leave a comment in the comment section below. Because for whatever reason, YouTube loves that. They love when you have comments in the comment section. But overall, though, we got some good stuff we're going to talk about. Mainly is Wakanda Forever, which we're going to talk about that later on the show. Kind of give my total feedback and my review on Wakanda Forever. And whoever else comes in here, they're going to be giving theirs as well. We're going to talk about a few things that have kind of bugged me a little bit. Some news dropped today by the Flash Film News. Shout out to Flash Film News. These guys are always accurate with their news. They don't make shit up or run on speculation. They get to the fact first, then they put it out. Trust me. What's up, Venom? Good to see you, buddy. And guys, if you haven't done so yet, share this link online. Let everybody know that we're live. We're gonna talk about Superman. We got some Superman news that I kind of stumbled upon that we're gonna talk about. Because something's going on when it comes to Henry Cavill and Superman. Look at it this way. You got Superman or Henry Cavill, who not only steps away from The Witcher. Now, obviously, he had his disagreements with the writing team on The Witcher, which is shame on them for losing Henry Cavill. Like, how'd you do that? You know what I mean? But the fact is that they announced Liam Hemsworth as a replacement for Henry Cavill. Now, they didn't have to do that. They did not need to announce him right away unless they knew that something else was about to go into production. Because think about this. If your main actor, your star of the show, leaves, and then a few weeks later is in production, or a few months later in production on a new movie, namely Man of Steel 2, then that's going to be a huge kind of like, oh, wow, you lost him to Superman. So they announced their actor like almost immediately to make sure that they had their bases covered, which was awesome. And look, shouts out to Liam Hemsworth. I hope it all works out for him. I think he'll do fine. I don't think he'll be as good as Henry Cavill, but still. So let's go to this article by the Direct. Let me go ahead and pull it up right now. And this kind of talks a little bit about the whole Henry Cavill being fast-tracked in terms of his Superman movie. So let's go ahead and break to that. So here it is right here. So a new report suggests that Henry Cavill's next Superman movie will begin production relatively soon. Now, obviously, this is a little more speculation, depending on where the report comes from. But they're a lot closer to shooting a new Superman movie or a new Superman thing than anybody is being led on to believe, right? So I think you take this with a grain of salt. I think the main thing is that you're looking at Warner Bros. Discovery fast-tracking a Superman movie, probably going into production sometime at the end of next year. This is me guessing. At the end of next year, if not next year, or the year after. But this is a character they want to capitalize on. This is a character they don't want sitting on the bench any longer. And we know that Zaslav has made comments about how the old regime kind of left him on the sidelines, which was really, really crazy. Because he's a marquee character. I mean, this is one of the Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I mean, those are the three that you have to market the hell out of, capitalize it, and make sure that they are front and center for your DCU universe or DC universe. So the idea with this is that it's being fast-tracked. So let's actually go to the article and let's see what they had to say about it. Let's see. Despite whispers of Henry Cavill Superman sequels, it's still a long way out. It seems that they may actually arrive sooner than originally anticipated. The actor's first solo outing, we know all about that bullshit. Now insiders are claiming that recent Cavill news leaving Netflix as The Witcher could be the key to that Man of Steel 2 is just around the corner. Now, again, this is a little harsher speculation, but, I give him credit for that. Now, this quotes another YouTuber by the name of, obviously, you guys know this guy, John Campea. So during the discussion on the John Campea show, Campea discussed why a new Superman project might be further along in development than many might think. In reference to the recent news of Liam Hemsworth, Cavill, blah, 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 why did they announce Liam Hemsworth now? Okay, it's the same thing I was kind of talking about a second ago. He pointed out how the news could have been announced in a few months unless the show's 4th season was going into production real soon, which I think it was. So I think this kind of came to maybe a shock for them. But we'll see kind of how it goes. Here's where it makes me think a little like something's fishy. Whoa. Why did they need to announce Liam Hemsworth now? A friend of mine texted me and said, there was absolutely no need to announce Liam Hemsworth right now. You could have announced that in a few months, unless they're planning on going to production for season 4 really soon, like imminently. There's that word again, imminent. We all know how that word works out. And if that's the case, then you've got to announce Liam Hemsworth. But I think at the same time, though, like I get that point, but to me, it also seems like this: if you're going to lose Henry Cavill to Superman or wherever he's going to go do, then in order to like save face for your show, for your series, which is The Witcher, you announce a new actor right away. Like, hey, we're moving on. Hey, like we lost him, we got somebody else right away. And I think that's a good sign, showing them that it makes it look like they had a plan. Okay. Derpy 501st says, as a DC fan, they continue Snyderverse without lighter tone, it'll fail and rights will be sold. The average moviegoer does not like the Snyderverse. That's the audience they're trying to target. Okay. And Frank replies with, I wrote a script. Right on, Frank. The DC movie universe, that's how I just say it. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Man of Steel, and it was for what it was, but the tone is why people hate it. I wouldn't say they hate it. I would say out of most of those films that Zach released, that's one of the ones that gets the most praise. I mean, I absolutely love Man of Steel. Obviously, I'm a huge Zack Snyder fan as well. So love BVS, love Zack Snyder Justice League. See, it has to target balanced audience, average moviegoer, doesn't read comics about DC. They remember the shows and cartoons. Okay, so about that. Now, I do agree that obviously, yes, they want to get the average moviegoer. That needs to be something that they target, and I think they're going to. But I think that having a well-planned, connected universe for what Gunn and Safran are planning pays dividends later on, because I mean, even now with Wakanda Forever, that movie came out. You got the average moviegoer who goes to see that movie. They don't get as confused because they've seen all these films as they've progressed throughout the 10, 20 years, however long the MCU has been going for. So by having a connective universe, it makes everything so much easier to follow when you're watching these movies for the general audience at that. What's up, Kareem? I think I said your name wrong. I think it's Karem. Sorry, my bad. Hello, dear friends. Hello, Nicotina. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Let's see. People misunderstood it. It was mostly MCU fans. Could be. Let's see. All I'm saying is that you have to balance out tones for kids and adults. Right. No, definitely it was a different tone. Not really one for children. But I mean, depending on how you parent, I mean, a lot of MCU movies, my kids don't watch that, and they're 4 and 7. That's just, I don't want them watching people getting beat up, and then they're gonna go to school and be like, "Yeah, I'll beat you up like Captain America did." No, but I mean, I'm just saying, and that's just me, So going on with this, it says, here's where I read that apart already. If production was starting up soon and the recast needed to happen, then that could indicate that Cavill had big scheduling conflicts. Campion noted that he's heard that Warner Brothers is a lot closer to shooting a new Superman than people think. Okay, if that's true, and we don't know that it is, but if that's true, and they needed to announce Liam Hemsworth because they're going to fast track season 4, look, regardless, I'm not gonna read this whole bullshit. Regardless, look, I believe that they're fully fast tracking Superman as best as they can. But you have Henry Cavill who's in the mix, and I don't think that he's going to let them sort of make a cookie cutter Superman movie. He's waited too long to be in this movie to continue on with this character, to let the studio just kind of create a really shitty version of Superman. Okay. Let's see. there's that. You can check that out. I mean, this is something kind of brought up, but I do believe that it's being fast tracked because they want to develop that character. They want to bring in the money that Superman brings them. Now, if Superman doesn't bring in any money, then that's a whole different story. That's like, oh shit. So let me see here. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to send out some links to some of my compadres here who want to join on. Let's see. Anthony should be joining us any minute now. Let's take a look. I'm taking a risk with this one here. No, I'm not. Let's see. There you go. So then one to him. There you go. He's coming already. Okay. So guys, remember to smash that like button. Please smash it really hard. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. So there was some big news that dropped today. And this came from the Flash Film News account. Now, the tweet that they put out, which I'm gathering right now, here it is. And here is the information that they put out. So, of course, like always, this is breaking news. Report. Michael Keaton's screen time remains the same. The Flash film has not gone under any significant changes during post-production. The film remains largely unchanged from the version shot in 2021. Now, we know that this account is in communication with the people that are actually making this movie. So I don't really take this much of a grain of salt. Now, however, there may be some changes that happen at the very end of the movie, right? But overall, Keaton's screen time in the movie is not going to change. I mean, you're talking about a film that has tested well every time they have tested this movie, it has tested well. And so I don't see why they would say, okay, well, let's change it up now. Unless you change up the end to make sure that it fits your new cohesive universe that both James Gunn and Peter Safran are heading, then that to me makes sense. However, to say that Keaton is going to get less screen time, I think is absolute bullshit because the movie's already done. The picture is locked. I know they did some reshoots, but I don't think that they're going to change the core of the movie because, I mean, the core of the movie takes place in a separate universe. It's within the multiverse. I mean, he creates a separate universe, and that's where it comes from. So I think that, if he's going to come back to whatever universe he came from, that's when you can start making changes to it because he's going to be in a separate universe almost the entire time based on what people have been reporting about this story. Okay. So to me, this does make a lot of sense that, the core of the storyline when it comes to Michael Keaton is not really going to change. And I don't think that it will change, to be honest with you. But then if we go over to another report who says that something's a little bit different, you can kind of see for yourself what I mean. And that is the report from our not so good friends over at Geek Awesome.
Why did you say that name?
And written by Mikey.
Why did you say that name?
Well, I don't even know if this one's actually written by him, though. But see, this is what irks me the most, is that you got, in the article, and in the title, it says Michael Keaton's Batman faces less screen time in The Flash, right? So you're like, ooh, what is this? I got to go check this out. I got to go check it out. What do you mean? But then when you go into here, the very first sentence says, Michael Keaton's Batman could face less screen time. That's an entirely different statement. If you would have titled it, could face less screen time, that's an entirely different story than saying it in the first sentence. And at the end of the day, it's based off a report from a YouTuber. What the fuck am I looking at? So I don't take that really with much merit. I think, if you look at the bottom of it, when it talks about where it really came from, I mean, the quote says, I was assuming Keaton was still there. Keaton may not be there in the end. His future is murky. More like your information is murky because you don't know the ending of the movie yet. So you shouldn't be putting out articles that are stating the end of the movie when you don't know what it is. So exactly, Frank. I don't know. Could be. And Frank, if you want a link, let me know. Droga says, Mikey Sutton doesn't know shit. I'm really going to... Oh, yeah, I said his name, didn't I?
Why did you say that name?
I'm really going to trust... I'm not really going to trust a guy who keeps the girl out in his room. Okay, well, yes, okay. Yeah, exactly. She's trying to get away. But who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to pass judgment on that,
Kalel, no.
But I mean, that's the thing is that, like, I mean, look, when it comes to information, especially when it comes to the Flash movie, there's no other source out there that I trust more than the Flash Film News. And I know this account very well. The person behind it is a extremely good person, diligent, intelligent, and make sure that they do they do a great job at running the account. So there's nothing on there. There's nothing that they put out there that I would question, at all, really. Now, if you read the article, though, because according to some, people don't know how to read, right? So let's read it again. The Flash film has not gone under significant changes during post-production. The film remains largely unchanged from the version shot in 2021. Now, largely unchanged. So that could easily mean that, obviously, yes, the ending could be a little different. It also could mean that certain aspects are a little different. But for the most part, I don't think that it means that they're going to change the core of the movie, which is basically the Flash being in an alternate universe where Michael Keaton is the Batman in that universe. And you got Sasha Kaye as Supergirl. There is no Superman, and so on and so forth. But if you ask me, I feel like at the very end of the movie, he's going to end up back in his universe because we know that Henry Cavill's Superman is going to continue on. We're going to get more of Superman in the movie. So does that mean he's going to cameo? He's going to pop up? Well, it could be. I mean, Crypto Dad last year said that he got to work with both Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck as Batman and Superman, respectively, on that set. So perhaps they shot something already. I'm not sure. But I think they're definitely going to make sure that it is known that Superman is in this universe to stay. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if in an end credit scene, and this is just me speculating, so don't start running around with this one, but it would not surprise me that if in this movie there's an end credit scene where, kind of like what you got with Black Adam, but it would be Sasha Kaye meeting Henry Cavill's Superman. To basically solidify the fact that he still exists in the DCE or the DCU. And to me, that would make a lot of sense because you got to figure out a way to get Superman in your universe at the end of the movie. Now, when it comes to Ben Affleck's Batman, I mean, look, if he's the one who shows up at the courthouse to congratulate Barry, I'll be ecstatic. But depending on how they change the end of this film, I mean, we know that Ben Affleck is going to be in Aquaman The Lost Kingdom, which is Aquaman 2. But we don't know about, we also know Keaton filmed a scene for that movie as well. So are they both going to be in the movie? I mean, Momoa kind of alluded to that, but also could have been saying that to kind of throw off everyone who's been following, trying to follow these rumors. And, it wouldn't surprise me if they were both in it, but I think it's just going to be Ben Affleck as Batman. So I'm hoping that at the end of The Flash, he is definitely there. But it's sounding like both Keaton and Affleck, especially Michael Keaton, is going to be sticking around in the DCU moving forward. Now, how they're going to do that, I have no fucking clue. But if you're going to tell me that Sasha Kaye is still going to be in the DCU with Henry Cavill, then I don't see why you couldn't do that with Keaton as well. So, take it for what it's worth. Frank says, right, I don't think the core story of the movie will be radically changed, but the ending of The Flash could change for the DCU going forward. Exactly. I think the very end is what we're looking at any kind of change. I would say at the very end and probably in the very beginning, if you want to add more cameos to the heist sequence that is in there, then that would help as well. But I don't see them altering the core of the movie because it wouldn't make any sense. What are they going to replace him with? More Affleck in the middle of the movie? It doesn't make any sense. So if you're talking about him losing screen time, are we talking about a few minutes at the very end of the movie? Because if so, that's not that much screen time. So I don't know where they're getting their information from. Isaac of Multiverse Movie says Mikey Sutton is a big L. Okay. I would agree. Could be. Let me send out some more invites here. I know I got Anthony coming, who's going to be here any minute now. Let's see. I sent this guy a link, even though he didn't reply. Thanks a lot, buddy. We'll send one over to our good friend Phil Barker. Let me see. But I mean, look, the thing is that people are going to run with the story and they're going to just basically speculate on it. But it's one thing to speculate. That's fine. I mean, we do that all the time here and on the Four Nerds as well. But when you speculate and you sell it as fact, then that's where I have a little bit of a problem, because it's like, come on, dude, that's not cool. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, because I mean, then you're just trying to capture, or you're trying to take advantage of people, and that just doesn't sit well with me. But if it sits well with anybody else, and that's you, man. I don't know. I don't like that kind of shit. Stick to the facts, stick to speculation. That's fine, but don't say like, oh yeah, I got the inside information, and then you're just making shit up. That's just it's not a good look. So again, Keaton's screen time remains the same. Believe me when I tell you this, that his sources are extremely reliable. So we'll leave it at that. But check out Flash Film News if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to their follow them over on Twitter. They always have really good information when it comes to the Flash Film News, and not just that, but also DC News as well. So definitely check that out. What the hell is that crap? Let's see. Okay, here we go. So here's some more information that was put out there from a more reliable scooper, probably the best scooper out there, which is Daniel RPK, aka Daniel Rickman. He put this out there where it says, crazy theory. Okay, he even knows it's crazy theory. And nothing more. Okay, this is just a theory, guys. But what if someone took Hugh Jackman's Wolverine at the end of Deadpool 3, like the US government in the MCU, and are secretly using him to their own gain? Okay, now that would be really cool. To know that he's still out there and he's doing things behind the scenes. I think any way you can find a way to get Hugh Jackman back into the MCU is a good thing. Here we go. And let's invite my good friend Mr. Anthony from the ACS universe. What's going on, man?
What up, man?
Dude, I was rolling solo for a while. I feel like I was doing my midnight show for there for a little bit, but I was like, man, what's going on? What's up, Film Watcher 96? What's going on?
What's good, chat? What's good?
Let's see. What's this? It's fire. The villain for the Flash will be Black Flash. No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll be Black Flash. I think that's too soon to introduce a character like that. But I mean, I think it's still gonna be a good movie. I'll tell you that. Yeah. We got Gillis 15 up in here. Yo, what up?
What up, Gillis? What's good?
Gillis?
What's good?
ACS. Dad. Whoa.
Damn, Drogo, what is it? Relax, bro.
I know, man. So, Anthony, you got a chance to watch Wakanda Forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to talk about it a little later. Ali might be joining us, but before we get to that, I want to say, dude, I thought it was badass.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was dope, man. And I was thinking back on it, like the one thing that kind of rubbed me. You talking spoilers, right? Spoilers and shit.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to save it or you want to?
Well, no, I mean, we're going to go fully into it a little bit later. But I'm saying, overall, though, like,
overall it was dope. Yeah, it was dope. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Namor, I thought was fucking badass, dude. I really liked him. I mean, I don't know about you, but I thought he was dope.
I thought he was dope, and the scene between him and Ramonda, like right there early in the movie
on the beach, that was fire.
Yeah, it was fire.
Dude, that was badass.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically told her, he was just like, if you tell them about us,
with that plain look on his. That look on his face too, like I'm serious. I'll fuck.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna fucking kill her. I'm gonna fucking kill you too. Yeah. I mean, he looked like a fucking just a villain.
Yeah.
And this is the problem that I had when it came to Black Adam, was that like I wanted to see more of that from Black Adam. I wanted to see more of him being kind of like a ruthless sort of like, if you fuck with me, I'm going to kill you or I'm gonna fuck you up. Not just in I'm throwing people around, but like I wanted to see that raw emotion come out of him, and I don't know if The Rock can actually deliver that, but I felt that
I think he probably
really
could have if that's the direction they went with the movie. If it called for him to be just a nasty, disastrous son of a bitch, he probably could have did it, but that's that's not the decision they made. So I'm like, hey.
He says, I really love Namor and the Tolokans. Yes, my Mexican brother over here, Isaac. Yes, it was very good to see a Hispanic superhero on screen. Not only that, but to be one where he's just a badass too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they did him good, man. I did enjoy seeing when he was in action. Even though, obviously we know some of it was CG and when he was bouncing around and things of that nature, but that shit still looked fire, dude. So it was dope.
But no, it was good. So I was talking about this right here, and this is from Daniel RPK. He says, it's a crazy theory and nothing more, but what if someone took Hugh Jackman's Wolverine at the end of Deadpool 3, like the U.S. government in the MCU, and are secretly using him to their own gain? I mean, that would be a cool way of bringing Hugh Jackman into the MCU, but that's to say that he's going to be there for a little bit longer. I think that if you're going to bring him back, then you're bringing him back or like if he's going to stick around, it's going to be for Secret Wars, and that's it. Because like the way this is going, this whole multiverse universe when it comes to the MCU, right?
Yeah,
it feels like what they're trying to do is they're using the multiverse saga to try and shoehorn all these old existing characters from other iterations, bring them together, doing a Secret Wars movie where everyone's involved, and then by the end of that movie, or after that movie, I should say, that's when you're going to start moving into the Young Avengers. I mean, we obviously, we got to meet one just the other day in Wakanda Forever, and then you got Riri Williams, you got Mrs. Marvel, so you got a lot of young, you got Kate Bishop. You got a lot of young characters that are slowly being developed as the MCU moves forward. And I think by the time we get to past this next saga, then they're going to take over as your primary Avengers team.
Yeah, that would work, man. Especially too, if they do, like you just said, bring those characters into something. I mean, that's especially if it's speaking of Hugh Jackman, if he just wants to come back for a couple of things, Secret Wars, because they can just. I don't know how difficult it'd be to kill off Wolverine because that dude, But if it's if he's just come back for a few movies and then he does that something like that, if they want to, if they choose to do so with his, or if Hugh Jackman's like, I'm just going to do these couple of movies and then I'm fucking bouncing, they're like, all right, this works perfectly because we can bring you in for this one, possibly murk you off or whatever the fuck they're going to do and. Then you,
I was
like if that's what you just said, if they do that, then that and if Hugh Jackman's only going to come back for a couple, obviously Deadpool, he's going to do Deadpool because we already seen that. But if he's going to come back for more than just that,
perfect timing, man.
I guess so. Yeah. How's it going, guys?
Good. We're actually talking about the MCU in the sense that like. It really feels like they're using the multiverse saga to build up towards like a Secret Wars movie where they can bring in all the old iterations of the other characters. And then when this is all said and done, then your Young Avengers team will kind of become more of the center of, moving forward in the next saga after this. But, we'll see how that kind of, because I mean, look at you're already introducing Kate Bishop, Riri Williams, another character in Wakanda Forever, which we'll talk about later. Have you seen Wakanda Forever?
Nope.
You haven't?
I did not get the chance to see it this weekend. No, I've just been really busy with a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna try to this week. We'll see.
Rough. It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
It's pretty
I thought Coogler did an amazing job with this movie, and it just they found a way to really develop the characters that were in like that revolve around Black Panther. They developed them to become like main characters for this movie, and I didn't think that was actually possible because I was like, I don't know how much invested in them, but I thought the story did them justice.
Yeah.
I've heard Namor's a standout. I've heard.
He's
Angela,
badass.
Yeah, I've heard Angela Bassett's Queen Ramonda's pretty standout.
Man. Kills that.
She's
shit.
queen. She's queen of Zamunda. I don't know why I kept thinking about that the entire time they were like talking about Wakanda. I kept thinking like like Zamunda. If you watch, Coming to America,
Yeah, Come to America. Yeah.
I can almost guarantee that Jackman's Wolverine, Giffords, Reed Richards, Reynolds, Deadpool, McGuire, Garfield, and hell, maybe even Affleck's Daredevil. Probably not for Secret Wars. Everyone but Affleck's Daredevil. I think that's kind of. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Gillis writes, I like Marvel, but man, as a DC fan, it irks the hell out of me that the MCU did a black-led movie first when we could have had Cyborg. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hispanic character, Namor before who's BB? Blue Beetle. And a better anti-hero in Namor versus Black Adam. Now, look, I actually had tweeted this out. And what's up, Axel?
Hey,
What up?
I actually had tweeted this out. I know. A wild card just showed up. I actually had tweeted this out that I thought that
Oh, sorry.
what is that? Hey, turn your TV off.
It's something to start playing.
Oh, I thought it was Axel. I was like, dude, turn the TV off. But like I had put this out there on Twitter, but I actually thought that Namor was a better anti-hero in a sense than Black Adam was. Because at the end of the day, I still love Namor. I mean, like I love everything about him. But it just Black Adam kind of. I mean, it's different though because Namor wasn't the main character of the movie, so I guess you can't like completely make him a bad guy. But I mean, in this movie, Namor does shit. I can't say because it feels here. like he does some shit that's unredeemable. That you're just like, oh motherfucker, just did that. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, I know.
Are we doing spoilers or?
Well, we will in a little while. Phil hasn't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil it for him while we go over everything else.
The whole movie's practically been spoiled already. I'm not really tripping about it. Like I know he spoilers floods Wakanda. I know that much.
Dude, he fucks up Wakanda. Like they were fucked. There was no way they were gonna stop him and his people. I was watching and I was like, oh, they're kind of screwed right now.
Yeah.
Like nothing they did was working. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of what is it? Dune, like old school Dune, when Arrakis gets attacked by the other guys in the suits and they're just like throwing dudes around. It kind of reminded me of that. I was like, dude, they're way undermatched right now. Like this is crazy. But it was good though. I liked it a lot. So real quick, I do kind of want to jump over and hit some other topics before we get to Wakanda Forever. And that topic, because I didn't feel like we got enough time to really dive into it on the Four Nerds, and that was Andor. Now, this show, it might as well be a movie because that's what it feels like when you're watching it. But this show, in my opinion, this is the best Star Wars Disney show out there. Yeah. This is hands down.
I would agree with that.
Better than Mando, you'd say?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Now, Mandalorian's fucking badass.
And Mandalorian is fire, but this is This is far. This is this show is. I don't know how to describe it, and just if you're, oh man, when it comes to the rest of the shows, man, none of them are taking. And look, it looks like the budget probably wasn't big like it was for Mando and all of that stuff. It looks better than it looks better than some of the shit that I see in Andor. Looks better than the sequel trilogy, and those are fucking theatrical releases. Like as far as visual effects go, like it just looks better. And I mentioned it on Four Nerds when we were talking about the last episode. Dude, that shot from overhead at that prison when they're all fucking like swimming away. It's incredible, man. And the writing on the show is dope. And it's gonna be cool to finish this and then rewatch Rogue One after all of this. After Andor's done, you know. And I purposely, and I like Rogue One, and I've seen it a 1,000 times, but I've purposefully not like went back to it as this show is going on because I want to see like when the show ends. Then I'll do a pretty good grand rewatching of Rogue One. Just because it's dude, it's dope, man.
What is this? So you can do polls now. You can do Q&As. I've never done that before.
On Twitter. Yeah,
it's a new option. I don't know how that works. I was gonna do it, but I was like, I don't know. OMW. That means on my way. Okay, Frank is heading over to join us right now. But
Nice.
so
Cool.
Andor, it just they found a way to kind of ground Star Wars
Mm-hmm.
and make it more relatable to to the world we live in today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, obviously, yes, there is the Empire, there was repression going on, but I mean, it doesn't what's the right word? It doesn't overdo it when it comes to the aesthetic and the look of it. And I think that's the problem, is that when you oversaturate, when you over technology and CGI everywhere. No, like, if you hone in on it and you use real they're on location in a lot of different places, and that makes a huge fucking difference than being on location.
Because like the best now, I haven't seen Andor, but like one of the best things about Rogue One was the scale. That was like how big like the Star Destroyers were, the Death Star was, like the big city of Jeddah. The scale was the best part about it.
Yeah,
and that's what this show brings you, though. Like, this show gives it gives a bigger scale. And then I love the fact that wherever they go, like, for instance, when Cassian Andor went to meet up with the rest of that team that was going to do the heist to steal that money, even where they were located, just had this epic, big fucking feel to it. Had those huge hills and those canyons. It just seemed like it just gave you this big, epic feel, and I loved that. It didn't feel like they were sitting on a set. And that's why I felt like with Obi-Wan, and that's why I felt like with the Book of Boba Fett, was that it was just on a set, and it just sucked the life out of it. This being on location in different areas of the world, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like, oh, finally. Now, this could have been because of COVID why they didn't do that, but it's just a breath of fresh air, because you're like, dude, this feels so much better, so much open. It just feels awesome.
Yeah.
But the writing, though, Anthony, the writing is so good.
It's that shit is fire. And obviously, as a character, Andor, we all, saw Rogue One. Dude was fire. Diego Luna was dope. And it's like his character, he was dope. And you saw like his motivations and things as far as like early on in the movie, especially. I still always go back to the scene where, they have the damn it, what's the name of the planet?
I know what you're talking about. It's the scene where like after Jin's father dies.
Yeah. But I had it on the tip of my tongue because they say it a couple times in like this really close span of like 5 minutes. Edu, that's the name of it. Edu. That's the name of it. Edu. So that scene made that fucking movie. All the rest of the stuff, obviously, you get the gist of it because we're Star Wars fans, so we know exactly what that mission is that they're doing. It's like they're getting these Death Star plans, but like the mission on Edu is just dope. It's dope. It's raining, and you see a lot of things. But what I was talking about was when after that's done and they get back on the ship, and then Jyn Erso, obviously she confronts Andor about, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you say here to kill my dad, you lied to us. And then the response he gives her, and I've said this a bunch of times before, I always wanted to see what that entailed. Like, his response was, you have no idea.
Yeah, he's cold towards her. Like, he does not hold back.
Well, he's basically saying, I've been in this fight for fucking forever.
Since I was 6 years old.
Yeah. And so, like, it's been interesting to me. And so this series is really fucking pushing it home. And they don't have to do anything fancy, man. They're literally giving you a step-by-step thing of like how he got to where he was when you saw it at the beginning of Rogue One, and everything that they're doing to support that. The acting, Skarsgård, fire, dude.
Fire.
Fucking Andy Serkis, fire. Yo, Andy Serkis was the most surprised. I did not know he was in this until the episode where he first showed up. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
When he showed up, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What the hell happened here?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
And he's been great. I mean, obviously, that's
Gullet.
Oh, God. No, but the scene between him and Skarsgård, that episode, that was dope. That's one of the best scenes, my favorite scenes out of the entire series, where they have this conversation where he's trying to get help from Forrest Whitaker, and he's just like, nah, man, not unless this, and this, and he's like, well, nah. It's just like two great actors having a fire scene in a show that is absolutely incredible. But yeah, no, it's for me personally, and that's I'm just speaking for my own self. Like hearing those lines in Rogue One between Jen Erso and Andor really made me interested. And then once this show got announced, I was like, this is perfect because this is a good story to tell. And like you mentioned, VFX of fire. Like it's nothing fancy. It's just literally just telling you this story and where they need to use things as far as big scale, like buildings or whatever the fuck they gotta do. And Coruscant, I'm telling you right now, Coruscant has never looked that fucking good, dude. It looks really good in Andor.
The
really
fact
good.
that they have Coruscant on or in Andor, and they didn't have it at all during the sequel trilogy, it feels like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, there it is, and we're spending a lot of time on Coruscant as well, which is like awesome. I'm like, dude, where has this been? You know what I mean? Like,
actually, can I say, Coruscant did appear in a little flashback in Rogue One, but in a teeny snippet. But yeah, that's I'm just saying. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, Coruscant had one little snippet scene in Return of the Jedi as well, and the remastered ones. You saw,
and it was going to be like a big place in. It was going to be like a big setting in Rise of Skywalker. It was the Trevorrow script. Yeah,
What they did was, in The Force Awakens, the whole Republic, the New Republic, was moved from Coruscant because of they felt they wanted to get away from the corruption. And I want to say, I think it was on Chandrilla, which is where my God, Mothma is from.
Mothra.
Yeah,
that's where Mothra is from.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, but then those three planets all get destroyed. So I was like, oh shit, there goes that. But no, Andor is just Skarsgård's amazing. And the thing I love about the way Diego Luna plays his character is that he doesn't do a lot of things to make his character awesome. Like he finds a way to complement the other characters that are on screen to make them better. And that's what makes his character so good. He's not like a Mary Sue where it's like, oh, everything's working out for me. This is great. But he finds ways to help other characters become even better. I mean, like even Andy Serkis, he was like, they can't hear us. He's like, sorry, don't say that. He's like, they cannot hear us. They're not listening. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, like they're not paying attention to what we're doing, dude.
Yeah, that's why I like that line so much from not this past episode, but the one before it. And I was saying it like because he asked him early. He's like, "Yo, how many guards are on patrol at any given time?" And he doesn't want to answer him. But then after we see what happens at the end of that episode, he's like, again,
no more than
how many guards are on patrol? He's like, and he tells them because he's like, okay, I see what you got going on. And that scene, I'm gonna tell you right now, that scene of them breaking out of there was butt cheeks clenched, bro.
Dude, I mean, even the other guy who was helping Cassian when they tried to climb up, he got shot. I was like, oh fuck, he's dead. The redheaded dude who was like, I'm not gonna fucking die here. Dead. I'm like, oh my god, people are dying left and right.
That's another thing that's cool about it is like, characters are finite in this shit. You know what I mean? Even though they might only appear for an episode or so, but there's no holds barred when it comes to taking people out. Obviously, the characters who aren't going to get taken out because there's a future in this. Like it's a prequel, but. You get though that gist of it's cold-blooded and ruthless, man. And I think like if you just experience Star Wars like I did, like the original shit, like when I was younger and stuff, you don't get, you see good guys, bad guys, fucking good guys, please kill the bad guy, but you don't really get like this series is showing you like, in that period of time, the Empire they were some gross cats, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like there was some disgusting.
But at the same time, though, it's like if you're going to rule the galaxy the way they were, with respect, you're gonna have to. Respect. I mean, there's no way. There's no way to do it.
Which it's still grimy, but yes, you're right. That's how they would have to do it. But you get to see the other side of people everybody's not bowing down to this shit. In other words, just like there's there's people out there who are like, yo, let's even if you didn't get the gist of that from like A New Hope or whatever, but it's good to see that before those things happen. So,
and like what I've heard is that like
oh whoops,
sorry to cut you off, but like what I've heard is that like you don't need like these guys, like you don't need freaking Darth Vader in the show. Like, oh, that's what I've heard, that he's not in it, but which is good. Like, I don't think you need him like in the show. Like, you don't need Sith Lords, you don't need lightsabers to make it.
This is too low level for him. Too low level.
Yeah. No, and also I think when I saw because a lot of people got to see a few of the episodes earlier than everybody else when this series first started, and a lot of people, they were talking about how they the action or whatever. I was like, yo, let me tell you something. This series was, for me, the first 4 episodes of this show were fire because there was no talk of Jedi. There was no lightsabers. There was no big time space battles. It was literally concrete shit. Like, this is when we get to Return of the Jedi. How we got here started from this little point where, like, there's people who said, we've had enough of being oppressed. We're gonna fucking do this, this, and this. And and Mon Mothma, man, it's so dope to see, like, when the first time you've ever seen her character, obviously, was A New Hope and shit.
And then like she was in the Revenge of the Sith, but like a deleted scene, and then they got the same actress to come back in Rogue One, and now I think that's really very good. It's identical. Yeah,
but it's cool to see how she got to where she's at too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just seeing how she got from when Andor started to the person we see talking to Jen Erso in Rogue One, or if you want to go to A New Hope or Return of the Jedi or whatever, like those type scenes when they're talking about the people who lost their lives, giving them this intel. That's cool to see, man. Like how obviously when Andor starts, she's already on that boat of, you know what I'm saying, that the Empire is fucking fucked up. Like, we got to do this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But to see how she gets to where she's like a leader in that sort of thing, that's pretty fucking dope.
And Phil, you're watching the show as well, right? Andor?
I'm not caught up. No.
Okay.
No, I'm waiting for the last few episodes to come out, and I'm just going to binge like the last 5 or 6, whatever I have left to finish on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you haven't watched this either. Okay.
Have not, but I'm not privy to spoilers, so feel free to talk free.
I'm just kidding.
It's not that I'm not interested. It's just, time and
it's hard, man. It's hard to find time.
It really is.
I was on vacation the past few days, and so I was able to catch up. But no, it's a good show, and it's really, really entertaining. And the stakes are. That's the thing, is that in this show the stakes are always high because they're always like
everything.
One mistake away from getting fucked over. Like, oh. Like when fucking Bradley Cooper's sister shows up at Mon Mothma's place. I don't know her name, but she looks just like Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about the Ray
from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, from Great Game of Thrones. Yeah,
she looks just like Bradley Cooper. I'm like, dude,
she does.
What the fuck?
She has her nose and her eyes. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, I'm just like, wow. Like when she showed up at her house, I was like, oh god, this can't be good. And I don't know.
When she was in there, I was like, what the fuck? And then they spoke, and I was like, oh, you're related. Oh,
yeah, they're related. But what is the deal with the daughter? I feel like that girl is gonna fucking rat her out. She does not trust her own daughter.
Yo, I had a thought that she might have to sacrifice that motherfucker.
Something.
And then that would make a lot of sense going forward with Mon Mothma as far as her in the rebellion and things of that nature, because she hates her mom. That girl hates Mon Mothma. Her daughter hates her.
She doesn't like her. She's all about her dad. Her
dad lets her do whatever but he also seems like a sniveling, sneaky son of a bitch himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just
dresses like fucking Master Splinter.
Yeah. He just seems like what the fuck? No, but he seems grimy, her husband, and her daughter hates her. So
dude, her family fucking sucks. Every time I see her family dynamic, I'm always thinking like this, like, what the fuck? Get out of there.
Because when she came in there, she's like, here, I brought you something. She's like, oh, mama. And she's like, your dad's not going to let you wear that. And she's like, no, you're not going to let me wear that. I don't give a fuck. I'm about to go try this on. or whatever.
Hell no.
Yeah, it's just the dynamic in there sucks. I was like, man, this is really shitty, you know.
Yeah.
But
Only 2
overall
episodes
though,
left,
the show was great. I'm really enjoying it.
I got a question. Is the intro music Andor? Hey!
No.
man.
In fact, I don't. You know what? I don't even watch the intro. I just skip past it every time and get to the
Yeah.
show.
Well,
The show is so long.
Yeah. No, Andor's intro is it's just
Intro.
music. Yeah. But it just it's a when I watched the first episode and it showed it, I was like, damn, that's pretty fucking cool. It's nothing fancy. It just shows like a planet, but then it turns into the rebel symbol, and then it just says Andor underneath it. It's I tell you what though, an intro I will watch until the end of fucking time. A Mandalorian, that music is so fire, dude. I watched that.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
that's
good.
really good. So guys, check out Andor. Obviously, we're going to talk about next episode next time around. But let's move on to our next topic, and it is where is it? Right here. Hey, Niners! All right, get that fucking thing out of the way.
See, that's what you get for playing that shit.
There we go. There we go. Let's go back to this one. There it is. Niners win. It was great. Okay. But no, it's actually news from DC Verso. So Francis, I have to translate this real quick.
Francis Lawrence.
Director Francis Lawrence claims that Constantine 2 will be R-rated. He says the idea is that this time we're really going to go ahead and make a real R-rated Constantine, which is, I think, what people have always wanted originally, not the PG-13 version that just happened to get an R. So I would agree that is a great idea to do a fully rated R version of Constantine. But again, my question is that is Constantine going to be its own self-contained little storyline, or are they going to try to connect him to the greater DCU? Phil, what do you think?
I think it'll be part of the DC multiverse. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, if they get to make the movie that they want to make that they didn't really get to make fucking 20 years ago, all for it. I like Keanu Reeves. I think Francis Lawrence is a fine director, and if they get to do an R-rated Constantine, that's probably going to be a lot more in line with who the character is. So yeah, I'm not saying no. It's just, you know, it feels like this film got fast tracked for a number of reasons, and I'm hoping that it stays to be the case. Like I'm genuinely curious to see what they would do with the second film.
Yeah, and I besides what you just said, Phil, I think another reason that it got kind of fast tracked is Keanu's hot right now, man. Keanu Reeves is hot right now. So if you're gonna throw him in something, man, like this, you know, you got John Wick 4 coming out next year, things of that nature. So I think, and this look, I love the original Constantine movie. I mean, whatever you think about it, this particular scene, I remember being like, yo, they fucking did it here with I can never remember that actor's name who plays God in this shit, or is it the devil?
Peter Stormare.
Yeah. So when he comes down and they have that shit dripping from his feet, that shit. Oh man.
And we got Frank. What's going on, Frank?
Hey, yo, what's up?
What up?
So we're talking about Constantine. That the director Francis Lawrence says that yes, this part 2 will be rated R, which is awesome. But the question I'm asking is it going to be related to or connected to the DCU, or is it going to be just its own thing?
I feel like it could be both. Like, well, both in that it connects to the previous Constantine, as well as tying into retroactively to the DCU going forward that gun is developing. So I feel like, because, you know, it's, I mean, of course, there's always the freedom to do the multiverse route, like have Matt Reeves' Batman be its Elseworld story, and then the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, be its Elseworld story. And so that could be the case here too. But, you know, I just think if you got the opportunity, why not take advantage of it and make it graft in and develop that Justice League Dark out of this?
Well, and I agree. I think that, you know, if you just kind of shoehorn it into the DCU, you know, in this movie, you allude to other characters existing being the characters that are already a part of this universe, then I think that's a good idea, because then it at least makes it to where, you know, if you just make a part 2, then I think that a lot of there's going to be a good number of people that are going to go see it, hoping for that connectivity and not getting it and being like, "What the fuck? Oh, it was just a movie by itself. That's okay. Well, it was a cool movie, but that's about it." I think that at the end, you kind of, or throughout the movie, you kind of have to say that, like, yes, this is part of that same universe that you're seeing right now.
For sure.
Axel, have you had a chance to watch the first Constantine? I think it came out before you were born.
Yeah, no, I haven't. No, I have not seen it. Like, I heard it's good though. Like, I just never got the chance to see
Frank
it.
sounds
and
like
so
Keanu.
he does.
That's a compliment. I'll take it.
Isn't there
but,
like an
what's that?
isn't there like an HBO Max equivalent in Australia?
Yeah, there's Binge. But,
yeah.
But I've tried to look that up, like Constantine on Binge, but it hasn't come up. So yeah,
It's crazy that like you can't download HBO Max and then like use someone else's account to log in. Like it's
Yeah,
like it literally does not work in other countries. Like it's not.
I
even
try a
available.
VPN all the time, but like it just
Yeah,
asks
it's
for like
it's
it's
based on
very
your
hard.
region. It's based on IP addresses. It's
crazy,
really
though?
It's insane.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it's a whole bunch of technical jargon that
Yeah,
I
it's
could
like,
probably.
how do they
bore
stop
everybody
that? Like somebody writes a code like you will not watch this if you live in Australia. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it's annoying as hell.
it's just nuts. It's like
Axel, do you got a
goodbye,
VPN?
Aussies.
Yes, I have a VPN, but like it just I and it still doesn't work. It's
Oh, that sucks.
Means you don't have a good VPN.
Yeah, then your VPN sucks.
Probably.
Need another one.
And another one, yeah. Pay for it. I was in 5th grade when Constantine came out. God damn.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wow.
It was 2002.
When did it come out?
2002. So I was like 5th grade. That sounds
Really?
about right.
2002? I thought it was like 2005. I gotta double check.
Is it It might be 2005. I might be wrong about that.
Then I was like in junior high when it came out. I thought it was
2005.
cool.
Frank's right. 2005.
Hey, look at that.
So
Yeah.
I was 13 when Constantine came out. There we go.
There we go.
Hmm.
But still, I'm excited for the second one. Hoping it's connected to DCU because I mean it needs to be at this point. I don't want to see them making more characters that are not connected to the greater universe. I mean, you already have that with Matt Reeves the Batman, which I like Matt Reeves the Batman, but the fact that it's on its own separate thing, to me, it's I don't know. I like it, but I wish it was connected, and it's not. So, but I mean, even though that his Batman doesn't really kind of go with, Cavill, Superman, and everything else. So,
Right.
I just hope it doesn't get left behind. You know what I'm saying? I hope it gets enough of what it needs to become its own thing, and I'm hoping that it will with Matt Reeves, especially running it.
And like, can I say
Um,
something that like
okay.
the Constantine movie, like I think it might be its own. I think it's gonna be its own thing, like its own universe. Because I just think that like,
So you think it will not be connected?
well, in its multiverse, yeah, but like not in the same universe. I don't think so. I don't really see it.
You don't
Now,
see it happening?
if they followed through with the Crisis on Infinite Earth story, then do you think Constantine would appear for that?
Definitely, I think so. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think so. I don't know.
I want to say
And
yes,
that's even if they do it, because that was a Hamada
I
idea.
want to say
Yeah.
yes.
but I just don't know because James Gunn and Peter Safran are obviously hard at work on their 8 to 10 year plan. So
Right.
who knows what that's going to even culminate in? And the
I
weird thing
hope it's
is
Kingdom
like,
Come. I hope.
I mean, that would be cool, but like,
Yeah.
you'd have to wonder what exactly. And really, the best place I think to start looking would be looking at Gunn's past tweets in reference to what comics at DC he likes the most. That is, and you really think about the era in which he grew up reading comics. It's like late 70s, 80s, early 90s, right? So Kingdom Come would kind of fall into that category. Crisis on Infinite Earths is another possibility, although we kind of already know that through certain finds like Hollywood Reporter that Walter Hamada was going to botch that. So
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know. Would it be cool to see Keanu Reeves pop up and be the de facto John Constantine in that kind of situation? Yes. Yes, it would. It would make audiences lose their ever-loving minds. 100%. It would be almost equal to when Marvel did the Spider-Man No Way Home and had all 3 Peters in it. It would be
Absolutely.
almost it would almost be like that. But
Like Keanu next to Cavill Superman, that'd be just
exactly.
Or Keanu next to Matt Ryan's Constantine. That would be cool.
Unfortunately, Matt Ryan's run maybe done. But I hope not, because he was pretty awesome. But what I really hope for is that in this next Constantine movie, if Keanu Reeves, if Constantine takes on a demon or whatever, and all of a sudden he's going, he's doing, he's using his power kind of like Doctor Strange. I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah. Because that was what they didn't do in the original movie, because that really wasn't about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he starts busting out fucking spells and shit, I'm gonna be like, dude, this is badass. Which I think they're going to do. So, here we go. Breaking news: Ben Affleck's making an appearance in Constantine. There it is.
There it is.
That's all fast word travels. It goes around that quick. Thank you, Alejandro, for bringing that up. But at the end of the day, it's like there's a lot that can happen with Constantine, a lot that can happen with the DCU. Earlier, before you guys got here, I was talking about this article from the Direct, which is suggesting that Cavill Superman may be fast tracked. Which I think, it's one thing to say it's fast tracked, right? Which I would agree that it'd be a good thing to fast track it, but at the same time, if you're developing a new universe for DC, you want to make sure this movie's in the right spot, that it's fully fleshed out. You don't want to rush the story. I mean, I don't think Cavill will let his story be rushed out after he's waited all this time to play Superman. I mean, Anthony, don't you think that after all this time, is he going to let the studio put out like a cookie cutter Superman movie?
No, that's. I mean, I wouldn't if I was him, but
no.
I mean, he is Superman, so no, I don't see, like, even if it's if this is true and it's really fucking getting fast tracked, I don't. He's got some say in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Henry Cavill has some say as far as like, whoa. This is some trash y'all putting together. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. Now we need to, no matter how. What?
Oh yeah, I have a feeling Henry Cavill's going to be heavily involved with like the story and stuff, because like he's a huge fan of Superman, and he wants the character done right. And and people are saying, oh, but he never liked the Snyder Superman. No, that's.
Yeah.
He just wants to make sure his character is done. He wants to have creative control or a creative input when it comes to the character. Now, obviously, according to some people, they already know who the villain is and they already know what the theme song will be, which I think is absolute bullshit. When you don't have a script, you don't have a director, all you have is an actor. I mean, for crying out loud, they haven't even cast Amy Adams back in her role as Lois Lane.
Yeah,
they have to.
The thing is,
and they got to get Lawrence Fishburne and Diane Lane.
They don't have a script for them to look at.
They don't.
That's the problem.
And the thing is, with the saying is being fast tracked, I think somewhere in there should be a mention of, hey, so and so is writing the script. Like, you know what I mean? Like they wouldn't.
It really depends on who you look at and who's saying what, because some people want you to believe that there's already some kind of script established and used and people are using it. Others would tell you that they are even just looking for writers and there's not even a pitch that anyone's working from. So it really it's a fucking who do you want to believe situation. That's kind of the way I'm seeing it.
And that's whack though. I mean, I fucking can't stand that shit.
Well, it makes me wonder, how would this project be fast tracked if there's not a script? Like, if there isn't a script, how are you gonna fast track it? Like, just write faster? Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
well, not only that, you have to take that into account. You have to take the fact that there has to be a script in the works, and then those are also like pre-production, working on mannequins, working on costumes, working on visuals, working on things they are going to take inspiration from. And if people already have an idea of who the villain is and what the music's going to be, I think that's best guessing at. I think that's people guessing.
Yeah, that's just guessing, not really confirmed. That's just hopeful wishing, and
I feel like James Gunn he's had his hand on the pulse of just comic book films on a long time, and I'm sure he's not ignorant to the fact that there's been 7-8 Superman movies. Not one of them has had Brainiac, Bizarro, Cyborg Superman, Parasite, Mongol. Like, he knows full well, like, okay, there's been how many Superman movies and how many of them have actually featured some of his greatest villains? Almost none.
Yes.
Almost none of them.
But his rogues gallery is somewhat, it's not as popular. I mean, Batman is the ultimate one, but
true. And so is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I will
And
say
Spider-Man,
that
yes,
when
right.
you start like going down the line of who has a rogues gallery that you can pick characters out of that Superman is on that list. Obviously, you have Lex Luthor, you have Doomsday, you have, again, like I just mentioned, Bizarro, Parasite, Brainiac, absolutely.
Yep.
Like, there are villains that you can use for a Superman movie that do not have to be Lex Luthor or Doomsday or General Zod.
Hell, have Metallo in there.
Thank you,
someone
Metallo.
Live
Another one.
Wire.
Yeah.
Live Wire, someone like
I don't
that.
know about
well,
Vampire.
the other thing
Perfect.
too is that
I like
when it comes to Lex Luthor, I mean, it makes me wonder if they're still going to move forward with Jesse Eisenberg, or are they going to recast him? Because at this point, they haven't really said, if he's still in the fold in terms of like if they want him back. I think that's one character that we haven't heard anything about.
If you want to look at it from like a contractual obligation standpoint, in the event that Lex Luthor were to be in another Superman movie, he potentially could get first dibs based on whatever contract he had, because remember, he was slated to appear in Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 and 3. And if that did not get put through, his contract still could be honored with another appearance in, say, a Superman solo film. Whether or not he wants to, whether or not he has the time, whether or not he even likes the script, because that's another thing about Jesse Eisenberg. He took the role because of what Chris Terrio did with the script.
Yeah.
So if he read it, then it would kind of be up to him at that point. If he passed on it, then yeah, they'd probably recast. But that's just me. As for Lawrence Fishburne and Amy Adams, I think they have a better chance of coming back than he does, but I just don't know. Like, I'm not a fly on that wall. I'm not any one of their agents. I don't know how vested Amy Adams, Lawrence Fishburne, and Jesse Eisenberg are as those respective characters. But to Jesse Eisenberg's point, he's made mention of the fact that he liked playing Lex Luthor and he would do it again. He just hasn't been asked to.
And I could see even Jesse Eisenberg coming up, even if the script was presented with his character of Lex, and it might be subpar to the work he's experienced with Terrio. I could see Jesse suggesting how to improve it. Like, hey, I know my Lex Luthor would think of A, B, and C rather than X, Y, and Z, and kind of, retool his corner of that script in the development process,
Because, I mean, really, I think that if they were to recast Lex with a different actor, I think that would probably get the least amount of backlash of any other character out there. I actually liked Lex's Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
People undermine how smart he is. Dude,
Right.
He killed freaking. He
Because
got Superman to get killed.
If you're going to make a Superman movie with Brainiac, to me, you can easily integrate Lex into that story as well. But look, now there are people out there who are claiming that Brainiac will be the villain in the next movie. I think that's the safest guess you can make, because if you say, okay, look at all of his villains, who is the one villain we haven't used yet that people
Everybody
know the
wants.
most about? Brainiac.
Yeah.
He's been in cartoons. He's been in comics. Obviously, he's been on the CW. And so, yes, I think that if you're going to go for the obvious answer, then yes, I think that Brainiac is the obvious answer for a villain. Because when Brainiac shows up, that's going to involve more characters, because it's a worldwide issue. And so you can have your Wonder Woman or your Batman, or whoever, a cameo and be in this movie, because it affects the entire world. Now, if you went off planet and did something, that's a little different.
Yeah, like I would have maybe Martian Manhunter be involved and explain and have Superman learn who General Swanwick really is. Because he doesn't.
Okay, so here's another question now: is that moving forward, should they make sure that if Swanwick continues on, which he's going to be in the Flash, that he is Martian Manhunter?
Wait, he's in the Flash?
I think they'll make that canon. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to, as Neil would say? So I did put a poll in the chat. Should Amy Adams be recast? My vote is no. She should not be. I think at the very least you have to have Cavill and Adams together. Yes. You know, if you recast Diane Lane, then yeah, I'm going to be like, that's pretty lame. But you can't recast of all the characters. Lawrence Fishburne, all of them. Amy Adams is the one that I want to keep. If I had to choose one, it'd have to be her.
Yeah,
you know. But I don't see why you couldn't get the rest of them to come back. I mean, you know. In fact, let's get a girl's point of view. Let's ask Allie, who just showed up. Allie, do you think? First of all, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you guys?
Good. So,
Good.
Do you think that if they're making a Man of Steel 2, which they are,
finally,
do they need to get Amy Adams to come back to play Lois Lane?
I really hope so.
Yes.
I think it'd be weird to see someone else. I mean, he has to have a Lois, so I don't see how they'd be able to do without someone playing Lois. But it'd be kind of strange if we saw someone else besides Amy Adams.
Kareem Brand, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was totally awesome. I'm saying this as someone who grew up with Christopher Reeve's Superman movies. Yeah, no, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
that's the thing with his Lex is the Gene Hackman Lex was the real estate guy, and then Jesse Eisenberg was the chess player that moved the pieces just right, and that's the kind of Lex that I appreciate more than just the real estate guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and then also if you're gonna go through whatever they had to do to get Henry back, why not do the same for Amy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because obviously, if you listen to any of the Garcias or Dwayne Johnson, it was a mission to get Henry back in this bitch, right? So why wouldn't you put that extra effort in there to get Amy back? And she said she'd like to come back and play Lois. So
on more than one occasion.
And same thing with Jesse talking about coming back and playing Lex. They're all up for it. I think it just depends on the content. Since it's obvious that whenever if Lex comes back or Amy or whatever, Zach's not going to be at the helm unless they come back in 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If they're going to come back in the next year or so or whatever is going on with them, if they are fast tracking a Superman movie, that's obvious that
he's just going to be credited as executive.
Yeah, exactly. Zach's not going to be there in the director role or whatever. If it's
as much as that sucks, that's reality. And
that's pretty much real.
They,
so if they're getting Henry back, I'm sure the other actors wouldn't have a problem coming back. And I don't, and like Ali said, how weird would it be, bro? New Superman movie, first time. Well, not the first time because we saw him at the end of Black Adam, but first Henry solo film as Superman. It's not Amy as
it's just going to be Jessica Chastain or something.
Oh my god! Well, the other thing too.
What?
The other thing too is
fire actress. She's still
fire actress. Yes, definitely.
But she's not Amy Adams.
Barry, what did you do this time?
The story that Cavill wants to tell, part of the story that Cavill wants to tell that he's said in interviews before was he wants to do the Superman Rebirth story where he's a dad for his family, and he would get that Sons. With Amy Adams, Lois Lane, where they have a child, and so to follow through with that story, I'd expect that element to be grafted in to the next Superman story.
And Cavill is nearly 40, so I think that's the perfect age for him to do that.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah. Now, when we talk about Zack Snyder, right? Mm-hmm. We know that Zack is making the Rebel Moon, Part 1 and Part 2, shooting them back to back. What's up, Lindell? He goes, "Are you guys scoopers?" Nope, wrong stream. No, we're not. So, but if you go to those other streams, they'll tell you that they'll dissect and do mental gymnastics over the clip we're going to watch because Zack recently, obviously, you guys all saw it, was on that podcast, and the guy asked him, he said, "Hey, have they reached out to you?" So let's go ahead and go to that real quick. Let me pause this and pull this up really fast. There it goes. And let's take a listen to what he had to say.
So we've heard some things, and everyone's kind of they blurted it out, and they're pulling back a little bit. Is this all just much ado about nothing? Is it a possibility you might be reintegrated back into that world?
Well, as far as I know, which is very little, just I'm doing my thing, and haven't had anyone give me a call or anything. So I'm just wishing them all the best and hoping that they make some cool movies.
Okay, because your stamp is across that whole, the Snyderverse.
And then when I saw Henry Cable enter
Cavill.
into the
That drove me nuts.
Black Adam,
Oh yeah, it did. It did.
Henry Cavill.
I mean, I'm glad that I have your guys' support. That's very kind.
I'll write a letter for you if you want.
I mean, hey.
Yes.
Can't hurt.
The truth be told, I'm having an amazing time making this giant movie that I'm working on, and I couldn't be happier. So I really wish them all the best.
Okay, so
No, hold up. First, my question is, what kind of studio is it? Did they film? Like, what?
I was wondering the same
weird.
thing.
Got
It sounds like
No idea.
it almost sounds as though they're like at a con and there's like a big
they were-
auditorium. That's how his voice has an echo. That
Yeah, it has an echo.
they were doing a fundraiser stream, and so they were at a location doing that. That's why you people in the background like.
okay. That's what I was
I was wondering
like
the same
the other
thing.
people were there, and it's like, oh,
I think that's how they got Zach to show up because it was that big of a thing in Philadelphia. Now, okay, so we heard what Zach had to say, right?
Mhm.
Now, I'm not going to pull up any other bullshit from anybody else, but it's been people are doing mental gymnastics out there saying, well, he didn't say he wasn't going to come back. He didn't say James going to look.
It's pretty simple.
He
what
fucking
it's saying.
said, I haven't gotten a call. Now, it's one thing to say, I haven't gotten a call yet.
Mhm.
And it's another
Yeah.
thing to say, yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten a call, and I wish those guys the best. Two different statements.
Mhm.
If he would have said, I haven't gotten a call yet, but that's expecting a call. If you say, I haven't gotten a call, it's a general statement you have not gotten a call.
Mhm.
Now, are they going to call him down the line? Possibly, yes. But this guy's already hella busy. We just had two of our friends go down there to see him on set. And I was telling them on the Four Nerds, I was like, hey, let me ask you guys, at any time, did Zach seem like, oh man, I love this movie, but I'd rather be doing Man of Steel Part 2 right now. You don't know. Like, he's fully immersed in what he's doing because he wants to do it. It's not like he's doing that because he's paying the bills. Like, well, I had to do something in the meantime. No, I mean, and that's what drives me crazy.
Yeah, he's doing a project that he pitched to several people back in the day, and he's finally getting to do it. So, and I kind of I talked about it on Four Nerds. I made my statement. He said what he said, bro. It's pretty cut and dry.
It's cut and dry.
In my personal opinion, that shit's pretty cut and dry. So relax on the but no, he literally said nobody's called him yet. Wish those guys the best of luck. I'm working on some fire over here that I can't wait to show you guys.
I fully agree, Kareem. I fully agree. Zach should be here next time. That'd be awesome. Let's see. RJ says, of course, they haven't reached out to him yet. He's busy with Netflix until 2024. He's got Rebel Moon Parts 1 and 2, 2 animated series, and Planet of the Dead. The dude is booked and busy for a while. And the thing too is that it's not like he's busy out of inconvenience. No, he's busy because he wants to make these, and they're going to be fire. So can we please
each of these movies, every director, especially if you're a director, it's one thing to be acting or camera guy or whatever, but as a director, you're put your blood, sweat, and tears over each and every project. Like whenever you take on one project, it is 3 years and 4 years of your life is already booked out to the max, spending like 40 hours a day just working on this on whatever movie. And so that's why when you're careful as a director to agree to do any particular movie, you're not just gonna sign up to do anything. You're careful, and that's why for Zach, it's passion projects, stuff he's developed himself. That it's like, I want to make this, and I will invest 3 years to pour my blood, sweat, and tears now.
What he's doing right now was, make no mistake about it, what he's doing, the Rebel Moon stuff was on his mind as he filmed Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like it's been on his mind for a while. Like he said, he pitched it like years ago. So like that's been in the back of his mind. This, you know what I mean? This entire time. It's sort of I remember George Lucas saying something to the effect of when he damn, I can't remember the
he was like,
hey guys, it's before no, it's before Star Wars. That teen cruising car movie that he made. Damn it, I can't remember the name. George Lucas. American Graffiti. When he made that, the whole time in the back of his mind, he was like, Star Wars. Like you know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to Zach, it's not like, you know, like literally while he's working on these movies that he's already made that we love, in the back of his mind, Rebel Moon was there, man. It was like, yo, I want to make this sort of Star Wars type of space opera, and I've been pitching it to people. So it's not like it just suddenly came up. Like this is a real passion thing for this dude.
Yeah. And you know, he's fully immersed in these projects, and these aren't like garbage projects. These are actually pretty fucking fire.
They're not side projects. They're not like It's not like your homework.
It's not like he's being held captive. Like finish these projects or we'll end you. You know what I mean? Like no, he's there because he wants to be there. You know what I mean?
If we tweet it out enough, it will free him from his Netflix. No, he don't want to be free from his Netflix contract.
He's like,
right? He wants to finish these movies. He wants to finish what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like,
he's happy with this stuff right now.
Yes, he is.
You guys gotta let go. Like lately, I've just been like, okay, I'm not gonna hold my hopes up anymore. I'm gonna support him at Netflix. Unlike other I saw that.
It's true though. That's when I was watching this video, like, oh shit, oh fuck, god damn it.
Yeah, I saw.
Well, we all hope he will. Like, of course, we're always going to hope that he can do something with DC again.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but if it happens, it's going to be a long time from now. Like, it's going to be a long time from now if that happens. I'm sure he wouldn't shoot it down. You know, I'm sure he would be. I'm sure he would be at least interested to hear what they have in mind, hear what they have to say. Him and James Gunn know each other, have worked together, so I'm sure. At some point, if they wanted to reach out to him, I'm sure he'd be open-minded to it.
And he loves
but
these
it wouldn't be for a while because, exactly. It wouldn't be for a while.
These storyboards and
it would be a long time.
Which I've seen.
And this is why I always point out whenever it comes to the hashtag Restore the Snyderverse, I always ask, are you asking for Zack to come back or are you asking for Zack's story to be finished? Because you can go either way. You can, if you want Zack to be back, then that's a particular direction, and that's going to be a while. It's going to be like after 2026 for that to happen.
And
but
people
if
are
you
saying,
want the story to be done, then the story can be done sooner before Zack has freedom to come back to DC.
And people are saying that you can't have the Snyderverse without Snyder. Well, just ask Lucasfilm. I mean, that George Lucas isn't there right now. Ask Disney.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. And ask Disney. Walt Disney isn't there.
Stop.
Walt Disney
Hold
isn't
up,
there.
man. Hold up, man.
Andor
is fire, dude.
Andor is fire. And Mandalorian was fire.
Like, Walt Disney, he's frozen right now, and he does. He's not with Disney right now, so
it would be bittersweet, but it would still be better. It would still be cool. But the fact that they brought back Ben and Henry, I mean, that alone is like a huge step. Like that's a huge deal. That's a huge thing for them to do. And so,
just bring back Ray Fisher. That's all we need. The last one.
Definitely.
Ray Fisher's the last one. He's the last one. And I hope they do it. I really hope they bring back Ray Fisher. I mean, that would be just.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now
nuts.
Walter Hamada's gone, so that was kind of his, whole thing.
If Gunn announces that at San Diego Comic-Con next year, if he announces Ray Fisher back, the whole fandom's gonna
could be. And I mean, that's
could be.
He already could be working on something. He's just taking his time, letting everybody know, man. Who knows?
But like he is also on Rebel Moon, but like he doesn't have like I mean, he's not in the same kind of like busyness as Zack is.
But,
But so he's reporter. Like I can't believe it. It's gonna be awesome to see them working with Zack in something different. Reporter, Ray Fisher, like it's gonna be crazy.
Characters that we don't have a predetermined.
Just think of Ray Fisher next to Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
that's
The
The same movie.
I mean,
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam, yeah.
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
Charlie Hunnam was
Godzilla.
Green
Green
Arrow.
Arrow, will it be?
nah, David Spade.
Yo, like I'll tell you, man, I can't stress enough. Like I was just saying, characters that I don't already have a predetermined investment in, give me that. Let me get.
I mean,
these
we
new
know who
characters.
Ruthar is.
Let me get a
but,
fresh, let me get a fresh new. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why. That's one of the reasons when it comes to Rebel Moon, why I'm so excited is because it's all new, man.
It's all new.
It's connected to nothing. It's connected to what he just created us. And how often do we get that these days, right? Even when you think about an original idea such as the first Knives Out movie, that's really not original because we see those murder mysteries, a lot. Right. So this is literally like a fresh ass, brand new characters with like brand new IP that we're getting whenever he gets finished with it and the post production is finished and VFX are done and we get to see it on Netflix. So and possibly in the movie theater. I'm pretty sure if this next Knives Out movie is going to be in theaters for a week when it comes out, guaranteed Rebel Moon gets a theater.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they did it with Army of the Dead. I don't see why they wouldn't. Well, it was the first one they did that with. So
it was.
And we saw that in the theater, Anthony.
Yeah, it was dope.
Hey, that was fire in the theater. When I watched it again on my TV, it was still good, but I was like, dude,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. I was like, dude, this was way more epic, and like that Dream Lens didn't seem as like.
As cool, yeah.
It didn't seem as cool because in the theater,
that's another one that was
face.
That was
in focus. You're like,
that was exciting to see a fresh new idea from somebody it's obviously it's connected to other stuff he's doing, but it wasn't a sequel or any of that. It was a fresh Zack Snyder idea.
Yes,
and that's one of the main reasons why I'm looking forward to Rebel Moon is just to see something like that, man. And I think that's dope, man. And everybody out there, give the man a break, man. He's actually happy doing what he's doing right now. As some people would make you think that he wants to get back.
There you go.
That's only what
45 days.
Yeah,
that's
45. So Rebel Moon. Yeah, that's. I hope so. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
So Alejandro writes, 2026 is not that far. Build the universe towards Snyder's return and haven't finished it off. Okay, so as much as I agree with you with this, I think that'd be an awesome idea. I don't think that James Gunn and Peter Safran are saying, let's make sure that we gear our universe so that we can get Zack Snyder to come back. And I'm not saying they're doing it, maliciously, but I think that they're doing this because they want to do their own thing. Yeah,
and it's also, who knows? They could, if they did that, what if they did that, all of a sudden Rebel Moon comes out and it's massive successful. He's gone, bro.
There you go.
He is gone. If Rebel Moon comes out parts and it's massively, massive successful, which I have a feeling that it has everything's going in its favor to be, because it's like I said, it's something different and it's like an original IP. If it is, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, man, I can't see him making. I can't see the want for a third Rebel Moon part to be coming and him being like, nah, sorry, I can't do it. This Rebel, I got to go back to. He's not. Dude, it doesn't seem like, and I don't know the guy personally. It just doesn't seem like he would just drop all the Rebel Moon shit to just come back.
Right.
Well, but it's
at that point in time, DC probably done moved past his the start. You know what I'm saying? Like just what you just said, Andre.
In 2 years,
they ain't gonna want to wait. They're gonna want to go forward. So when you meet this crossroads of a couple years down the line, Rebel Moon massively successful. They've already went this direction with their DC films. Exactly. How does that even mesh? You know what I'm saying? So like
and that's what I've been saying for a while is that like if down the line they're like, hey Zach, we want you to come back and do a Man of Steel movie or to do a Justice League movie, it's not going to be his original story. It's going to have to be a story that he's going to have to kind of adapt himself to that they've already established. Now, is that something that he's going to want to do? Is that something that he's going to want to come back to? It could be, but I don't know for sure that he'll be like, yeah, let me go dump my original shit and put that shit on hold for now because I want to do a Justice League movie with the characters that I really love. However, this is not my original story, so fuck, that sucks. I just don't think that's something that he wants to do. I mean, now, Phil, I know you have to get going. Is that right?
Yeah, I got stuff I got to take care of, but it's been fun chatting as always, everybody.
All
Take care.
Have a good one, Phil.
Take it easy.
Take care.
Let's see. Fatal J says, I don't think Zach wants to return. I think he's just being polite to his fan base. He's making twice as much on his own IP. It's true. He is making more.
I don't even think the money matters.
I don't think
He probably is making twice as much. I think he cares about the fact that Netflix is like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We will not be on set spying on you at all. Just do what you do, big boy. Go ahead and make this fucking fire movie. We won't even bother you at that. I'm gonna tell you right now, that is priceless when it comes to making movies.
Yeah.
That aspect is absolutely priceless. And when you got even with the new people that's in there now at WB, you think ain't nobody peeking around the corner? You think
you're working on over there?
And I got it. Gun's a creator, just like the rest of these directors. So he probably be less like that. But I'm telling you, man, there's somebody still gonna be looking over your shoulder everything you fucking do.
Yeah.
The realistic way that I see the Snyderverse being completed in terms of where things are now is that some Gunn would set up a nightmare movie, may not follow Zach's storyboards to a T, but at least pay off that story of the nightmare in some way on its way to lead up to something bigger, as another end game like Crisis or Kingdom Come, whichever it is. And it's already grafted into Gunn's plan. But use somebody else to direct it, whether it's like Ayer or Rick Famuyiwa or whoever they pull it to direct. And Zach would just be executive producer and might assist with the story and stuff, but it would be
written by Christina Hodson. Yeah.
But that's the way that I see.
Please, no.
The MacGuffin of the movie is going to be the egg sandwich. I just know.
No, it will not.
He opens the kryptonite case, and it's instead of kryptonite, it's the sandwich.
And then the army they're gonna fight are the falling babies, and then the main villain.
Okay. Not looking forward to that scene at all.
Relax.
Then the villain is gonna be
Alistair.
Alistair's gonna have like serving Superman and Darkseid, like, anti-life equation through his veins.
Man, I just say, Netflix is giving him something that probably up to this point, I think the most free he's been was between Man of Steel and then obviously having the script finished for BVS and then actually starting production. I think that point in time, this is the most free he's been since then. Is what I have a movie
Zack Snyder, I have a movie idea. Netflix, shut up, take my money, go.
No, better yet, they probably like shut up and take this freedom, bruh. He probably didn't care how much they paid him. He was just like, so y'all won't bother me at all. Nah, man, do it. I'm serious. We won't bother you at all. You sure? All right, I'm thinking about making this. They're like, go ahead. I think he values that freedom way more than any paycheck they could out.
Of course.
Yeah.
They let him do Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2 back to back.
Yes.
Like, they didn't even release the first one.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't even fucking trailer yet. They're like, no, we're going to get all this done, and then we're going to do that.
What we just saw from you in this little, whatever he made up, the mock-up he made, he might even have to do that for Netflix. But they were just like, that's dope. Do it, like I've said, do whatever you want, man. It's all here. Here's all the money you need. Make this. And he's like, you can't beat that anywhere. I don't even know those studio that probably does that though.
I know that he has a big fan base that's gonna like support what he does. Yeah, so they value that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A lot. They don't hate us.
There are some scoopers that don't support him at Rebel Moon, but
I understand that. But I think the majority of the fans,
it doesn't make the money. That's why they're like,
yeah,
money's not there yet.
Zach's name draws so much attention. Just his name alone.
Okay,
so whatever he does.
Real quick, we got a $5 super chat from Mr. Fatal J. He says
he probably wants his $5 back because you played that.
You're the only one who can make that secret project we talked about. The fandom needs you now. Blow me up, Wonder Woman, Kal-El.
Oh, he wanted
that. No. There you go. And yes, the project that he's referring to is Project Justice League. It's really coming along. We're really close, man. Like,
I'm excited for it.
This
Is
one's
it
taking a lot
spring
longer
yet?
because there's just so many more scenes that we're making for it. And
Yeah.
mind you, like I have guys that live the team that we're working with. We actually added another animator. It was a good friend of mine. He's from an account called Glorious Pictures. His name is Ganesh. So he's helping us as well. But he's in India. I have another guy who's in Peru. I have another guy who's in Argentina. And then I have Ryan's dumbass who's in Houston, Texas. But still,
worldwide.
it's just we're all trying to, you know what I mean? And
very cool.
it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're doing everything we can, but it is going to be coming out this year. I mean, either this month or next month, but it is coming out this year. I mean, that's how close we are now. We're actually working on.
Will it be 11/17?
That's in 3
Charlie
days. Probably
Hunnam,
not.
will it be?
We actually shot for that for a while, but then we fell behind again just because we want to make sure it's as epic as possible. And I'm not saying it like, oh, you guys are dragging your ass. No.
Is Ezra Miller involved? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. So to bounce back off of that, so we talked about James Gunn. And we talked about how he has his own plan, and him and Peter Safran are kind of doing their own thing at DC, right? These two guys. But recently, we had the passing of Kevin Conroy. He was the iconic voice of Batman from Batman the Animated Series, from numerous animated movies, and also in live action. He did the Crisis event. Video games. Thank you.
Arkham games.
He just said video games.
I didn't hear him. I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Relax. All right, what we got?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Okay, so Stephen Weintraub of Collider said some, was saying his respects to Kevin Conroy.
Oh,
well, so then here comes James Gunn, who just kind of praised his sentiment and said, and here it is right here. So he said, he agreed. Yes, it's very sad. And then this fucking guy goes, fucking James Gunn, restore the cyber.
Yeah.
Like, how is this gonna help anybody? And he replied, he said, perhaps you have difficulty picking up on cues, and if so, I'm sorry. That can be a difficult thing in life. But my post is about a wonderful, talented soul who passed away. So this might not be the right time and place for your response. This guy
that would be absolutely correct.
Check his account. Like, when was his account made? Hold up. November. Okay.
He's got 23 followers.
Yeah.
Nobody that I know. When was
we got it. He's a Snyder. Look, man, that was one of the most disgusting things I saw. Considering what happened, in those 2 days. Look, you had what
pissed
happened.
Me off so much. Holy
it was absolutely ridiculous.
Man, this is.
But my question here is some people are getting on his case and saying that, like, oh, he should have just ignored that account and just moved on. I, for one, think that I'm glad he addressed this.
Yeah.
Because basically he's just like, hey, dude, I'm talking about Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, there's a time and place for everything. And obviously you don't understand that.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, but not only that though, but a friend of the show, Yara Wayne, she said, Bob's response, don't listen to those people. They are not speaking for all the fandom. And he replied saying, I know they're not.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Boom. I know they're not.
That was reassuring to see that.
Yeah.
So
I do love that. That's my favorite. What do they call that? That's my favorite dap I've ever seen in a movie like that.
He does, I will say that James Gunn has he does reply to a lot of Snyder trolls, but the thing is, he hasn't. I do not see anyone he's called out who are saying I saw this tweet saying it should have been Ben Affleck instead. What the fuck?
Yeah,
why aren't you calling that?
But see, that's just another idiot who just wanted to jump on the bandwagon. Like, fuck it.
Yeah. I see so many disgusting people on Twitter saying this gross shit, and he just he needs to call them out. If he calls out Snyder fans, I
think it's kind of satisfying, honestly, look, think what you want about James Gunn.
agree with Joey.
I mean, he's with
agree.
us for the next at least 10 years because we know that he's working on movies with characters that we absolutely love and we've been fans of since we were young children, right? So
Except
he's
for
gonna be
Peacemaker.
there. James Gunn is there now. There's nothing we can do about that, so we just have to live with it. But I think I do enjoy seeing him kind of clap on folks, man, because it's a thing to where like we get a bad rep. And look, we're all Snyder fans. Like we are legit. Like we love Zack Snyder. We love his movies. And we've all said it millions of times. We'd love to see him come back for this and that. Probably not going to happen. He's happy. We're happy that he's happy where he's
Definitely.
at. So when you have people who respond to a tweet that's literally like James Gunn said, like, no, I don't know if you're mistaken, but I am, my condolences for a fire voice in this thing that we lost last week. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about with this. You know what I'm saying? That's not the proper place. So it does kind of give us a bad rep when it comes to that. And I think we've been talking about that probably for the past year. It's just we kind of get that because some people just don't know when to fucking tone that shit down.
Yeah.
Like every day is not a hashtag movement day, if I'm not mistaken. We have dates for that when we do that. So like when that guy comes out and he tweets out his respects to Kevin and stuff, and then you have somebody that just immediately right up under it's like, oh well, fuck, and relax, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. The thing is, like, I know some Snyder fans. We got some bad fans out there, like who don't really care. But like, I will never be. I am never not going to be convinced that anti-Snyders are worse. Like, they are so much worse.
Well, yeah, but there's just some fans who don't know how to.
Yeah, I know.
There's no
Yeah,
tact.
I
Like,
think.
you don't
Not
have
to cut you off, Alan. I think like the anti-Snyders they've kind of slimmed off for a bit. Like I don't like the anti-Snyder people. I'm not talking about the
No, but Anthony, remember, according to some, we're antis because we have a grasp on reality.
Because I'm happy that Zach is happy right now. So
Exactly. It's fucking bullshit.
My bad, bro.
Not bad. But like,
don't give the psychos any airtime. I agree.
But eventually, he would have finished his arc at DC. He would move on to other things, and I understand. We all want to see his stuff finished. We all would love to see that. The road becomes a Justice League, Dark Side. Of course, we all want to see that. Like, we're never not going to want to see that.
We joined the Justice League, pretty much.
Yeah, we're never going to be like, I don't want to see that. I'm over it. No.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm done with that. I don't want to see that either. No, of course I do.
Imagine saying you're a DC fan and saying you don't want to see that. That's.
Like, of course, we all want to see that.
You're not a real DC fan.
No.
But things happen the way they happened. Like, we can't.
Yeah, right.
I mean, okay, thank God we got to see Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a miracle.
They're never going to be able to take that away. We're always going to have that. So yes, we know where he wanted to go with it afterwards, but every time we're gonna watch it, we're gonna be like, damn, I wish they could just, we all want more. Every time we watch it, you're gonna want more.
Of course we do.
But the thing is that going back to James Gunn real quick, I just love that he clapped back at this guy.
Yep.
Because for one, he's clapped back at not only these I don't want to be too mean, but these stupid ass people out there who just want to talk shit. He clapped back at them. He's clapped back at this scooper right here. He clapped back at her pretty hard. And if you ask me, he also clapped back at this guy too. I mean, because that's your source for all your movie info that you're looking for.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna trust that guy. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but he clapped back at all of them. I'd rather trust Stephen Amell than the guy who was standing next to you.
Bro, Stephen Amell lately has gotten buff. Like, seriously.
Go ahead, Frank.
Think about it this way. If, somebody from yonder year of Marvel, like the voice actor for Spider-Man from the 90s passed away. Let's say, God forbid, that happened. And then somebody responds to Kevin Feige's tweet about condolences to them. Somebody saying like, screw you, and whatever hashtag, bring back Wolverine or whatever. And Kevin Feige's like, this isn't the time and place. Relax. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's a similar thing. Like, it's somebody with the power and position putting a fan in check to say, like, this is not how we operate as fans. As fans, we operate respectfully with regards to the things that we love and the people that we love and the people we support, and, you know, the celebrities that depict the heroes that we love, you know. And it's good to see that kind of leadership exercised, you know, as with James Gunn and also with Kevin Feige, whatever that would take place.
And done respectfully. That the way he literally the way he clapped back at that dude was pretty respectful. He didn't say, "Hey, look here, you little motherfucker!" Like he didn't do that. He just said, "Hey, man,
come after me, come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40."
Well, he's not just a director anymore, so he has to be mindful of how he responds to people on a public platform, you know. So,
but
come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah, you didn't get that, which would have been like fucking red flags.
Hell no.
You're like, stop. What are you doing? Man,
I think it's good, man. It's good because it's obvious that I think we all universally, especially us here, we're happy that Zach's happy right now, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
I'm happy that he's happy.
I mean, I'm sure if you want him to, I mean, he probably could have, but I mean, do you really want him to go after him too? I mean,
he's not going to reply to everybody.
Right, but I get what Amshri's saying though. I do get it. Audrey says that's very subjective integrity. What?
No. Anti-Snyders are worse. I'm just saying that.
They're obviously worse. Okay, so integrity earlier said anti-Snyder people have been the worst. It's not even remotely close. On one hand, campaign for a movie. On the other hand, you have people essentially saying, stop your successful movement. You know what I mean? So I think that, obviously, yes, there is a side of the fandom that is this overly toxic and aggressive. And they just can't help it because that's just all they know. And it just sucks. But speaking
Disable
of
their Twitter accounts. Disable their Twitter accounts. No,
I'm gonna get fucking verified. $8 a month. Fuck that. I'm like, what? I really have to do that now? That's crazy. Okay, so we had this tweet here by Clay Enos that said, I feel like Marvel fans, Marvel makes movies where meth heads and shitcoiners. The restored Snyderverse folks are more likely to be Bitcoiners. They're more principled and hopeful folks. Like, this was a fucking, you can't, all of a sudden.
When you shared that in the chat, I actually was like, is this really him? I went and checked, made sure it was his account.
I was like, yo, did homie get hacked? Because, yo.
I love
and then
this
he put the capital E.
This is the Humpty dance, Frank.
I was like, I kept reading. I went to his profile. I was like, is this the real Clay Enos profile, or is it like someone who has his picture and his name? I went in.
Yeah, right. Is it like the verified? It's not verified. Is it really Clay?
I went and checked.
Frank was like, fuck yeah.
I love that puppy face, man.
Yeah. And right after a Marvel movie comes out,
but the DCU is a mess. He goes, I don't disagree. I'm talking about our gang of diehards.
Yeah.
Like,
diehards, yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Your 14 more responses. T-Flame, yeah. Dawson laughing. Jesse Allen, good supporter.
He's a good supporter.
Everybody was like, yeah. Even Film Gob jumped in there. I mean, it's crazy. And this tweet is from an account you blocked. Okay, well, we're not going to look at that.
Jesse Allen sent a nude. No,
I know, he sent a nude. That's what he's going to do next. But I thought that was funny. That was in there.
Yeah.
That he said that. And it was out of nowhere, too. It was just like, whoa, what the fuck?
Right after a Marvel movie comes out.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that Marvel movie as well really shortly. But real quick, where is it at? Let's go back to this because I talked about it before you guys got here, which was Flash Film News dropped this information today saying that Michael Keaton's screen time remains the same. The Flash film has not gone under significant changes during post-production. The film remains largely unchanged from the version shot in 2021. I think this to be true. However, I think the ending may have been adjusted
Mm-hmm.
to fit the new continuity, but I guess time will tell. But
I don't know. Could be.
Could be.
It kind of has to if Ben's going to be an Aquaman too.
Exactly.
Everything about it has to be changed. So,
but
and Superman.
But to say that, you've taken that he's going to face significant screen time being taken away from him, I don't think so, because he's at the core of the movie.
Yeah.
So how do you all of a sudden take away Michael Keaton from the movie and be like, yeah, let's go less to him now, and we'll just jump the story around a bit? It doesn't work out that way. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So that was some information that dropped today, which I thought was really interesting.
If I had to guess, if they did change something, it's that at the end of the movie, Michael Keaton's storyline wraps the fuck up. Like he's in the movie a lot, but then it just, you know what I'm saying? Because I think they well, obviously his next big old thing that he was supposed to be in was Batgirl, and guess what? That ain't happening.
They're not going to set that up anymore.
I mean, in the end, Keaton as Thomas Wayne can just write like a letter to Bruce Wayne, and
out of there. Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're doing, but
he's Thomas Wayne. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so let's talk about. That's a great.
I love it.
I love it. I like how I do one video and you guys pull like 1,000 images from it. I'm like, dude. Okay, so let's talk about the movie that came out this year before we go to the last of our topics, which is Wakanda Forever. Now, Wakanda Forever just came out on Friday. I saw it on Saturday. I really, really, really like this movie. In fact, here I like it so much that I'm going to play the MCU music while we're talking about Wakanda Forever.
I've been listening to the soundtrack. It's pretty good.
So I actually gave this movie 8 out of 10. I actually liked it a lot. That's just my personal opinion. I thought they did a great job at developing the other characters, such as Shuri, such as M'Baka, all the side characters that were there to enrich Black Panther. I thought they did a good job at making them, fleshing out those characters. And of course, Namor was fucking badass. I absolutely loved him in this movie. So ladies first, Allie, what did you think of Wakanda Forever?
I liked it. I liked it. I don't know if I could say I loved the whole movie. Like the first Black Panther movie was the first Marvel movie I loved. I know it's going to be different regardless because Chadwick's not here anymore, but I think what they did, like, for not having him anymore, not having T'Challa at all, I think they did a pretty good job of, like, doing what they could with that. I think there were some plot points that could have been, like, taken out. Like, with, what's his name? The CIA guy?
Martin Freeman.
Like, I like him as a character, and I really like him in the first one.
Bilbo Baggins?
But the plot point with him, I thought, was kind of unnecessary.
A little bit. It was
with,
kind
like,
of like, why is he here?
And stuff. Like, in the first one, he made sense there. And, like, I like him as a character. But in this one, I don't know if it was really necessary to bring him in. I really liked seeing Queen Ramonda in charge. Like, she was awesome.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
Great.
When she addressed the United Nations and everything, that was... Yeah. There was a lot... It was really heavy. Like, a lot of them heavy, like, emotionally heavy moments.
Themes and shit, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Namor was...
I agree.
Yeah. Their whole culture, that whole world was really interesting.
Yes. So, and some people were saying, oh, they made it really dark so they can hide the bad CGI. No, I think that he made it that dark because if you go underwater and have a city, it's going to be fucking dark as hell. Yeah.
If they're deep under the water.
But also, too, like, I don't think that Ryan Coogler wanted to really define their world, because it's like, look, more than likely Namor is going to get his own movie. So I'll let that director really define his world. I'll just give you a taste of it and kind of move on from there, which I thought was done really well. It actually reminded me of the way Zach kind of portrayed Atlantis in Zack Snyder Justice League, where it had like a murkier, darker look to it, and you can't really see that far into it because
it felt more ancient or medieval, like.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like more organic. Yeah. And then in Aquaman, it was like techie and very different. But I liked it.
I like both. I like both.
I liked both.
The bioluminescent look was pretty cool.
Except I never liked the idea of the underwater bubble thing. I know Zach explained that like it doesn't make sense to talk underwater, but it's a fucking comic book, so I don't really care. But,
I mean,
we could do the clicks like they did in.
I like that he added. I like that they had their own language. Like, I thought that was pretty interesting. But...
Okay, I did as well. Yeah.
Anthony, what was your take on Wakanda Forever?
I thought it was pretty dope, man. I enjoyed it. I thought I really enjoyed the first Black Panther. The only thing that like even when I saw first time I saw the first one and then seeing it again after the movie released, the one thing that just bothered me was the CGI. Like I thought a lot of the fight scenes and stuff were they look kind of cartoony, and the CGI just doesn't hold up. But the story of the original Black Panther film is still fire. And I still that's the only thing I could take that I could look at the original film and say that I didn't like was the CGI. Everything else, performances, all that shit was fire. And with this one, I think they took the step up. And look, man, I commend Ryan Coogler because he had an impossible task. You know, you come into this film and you think, you know, you're pretty much your really good, almost best friend is the main character in the next movie you're gonna make. Now he's no longer here. Now, how do you do this? How do you put a movie out that's supposed to tell a story that was written before Chadwick passed? Like that's what he did is monumental on any. I honestly, and this is real talk, I'd be surprised if he doesn't at least get nominated for Best Director when the Oscars come back around, because this is a fucking feat, bro. Like this is a feat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Just imagine if you're about to make a Superman movie, the main character Henry, I don't want to say it like that, but what if he wasn't there no more? Now how do you do that? How do you?
How could you?
Well, I'm just saying, how do you do that? And he was able to make a very, very good movie without Chadwick that made sense and that explained. They went into so much deep detail on everything that I was impressed by that. And the only thing I could say that bothered me a lot, and I'm sure you know it kind of bothered everybody who I've talked to. When Okoye came back after what's her name had got taken, spoilers, whatever, on the bridge. The way the queen reacted to her, I felt so bad for her, dude. Like she was hardcore. That's what she gave her speech, fire speech. Like I've lost, you know, because Okoye obviously says I've lost a lot. She said, well, hold up now. I've lost.
Yeah, I was
much.
Like, oh, don't say that.
The thing that kind of bothered me was the fact that she died. Didn't get to like step to Okoye and apologize or just say like, you know what I'm saying? I was really hoping that because this in the Marvel world, I was really hoping that somebody would pop up with like footage of what happened on that bridge so that she could see that she tried to do everything she possibly could to keep.
They died.
Huh?
Like they should have died.
Yes, you know what I'm saying.
I wasn't expecting them to heal and jump back into the water. I was like, okay,
yeah.
Like,
but what I'm saying is like in that moment when she was clapping her for that and like handing your spear and all this shit, I'm like, dude, she did everything she could to prevent that. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't know if maybe she knew and we just don't know she knew or whatever. But that's the only thing. Besides that, it was dope, man. Namor was absolutely incredible. I think the CG was much better and. For that, I think this is the first. The actor who plays Namor, I think this was his first English-speaking movie role ever.
Yeah, they said introducing in the credits, so that's what I thought.
I'm like, yo,
he was absolute fire.
He was
fire. He was incredible, man. And what they did with him, with as far as his VFX when he was jumping around and stuff, was fire. Everything was cool. Killmonger coming back in that bitch. I was like, whoa!
That was fucking dope.
I was so worried for a sec. I was worried they were gonna recreate Chadwick with CGI. I was like, I'm so glad they didn't. I was thinking that for a second.
Well, the easier route would have been to have the mother show up. You know what I mean? That would have been the easiest route. Like, we'll just have her show up. We're done.
I like the way after that scene was over when they said, "Who'd you see?" She's like, "Nobody."
She didn't tell anybody. She was like, "Nah."
Because she was like, "Nah, I don't want to tell anybody." That's the motherfucker I saw because. You know, obviously, but that was dope. It was good, man. It was good. I was thoroughly impressed, and the mid-credit scene was fire to me. Even though nothing like I wouldn't say significant for the future of the MCU, but like you didn't see the normal Marvel mid-credit scene. There wasn't another character showing up.
Yeah, this was like one of the longest ones.
Also, one last thing before I let somebody else talk about it. When that fucking MCU Marvel Studios fucking thing happened in all silence and it was all Chadwick, let me tell you something right now. They almost had me, son. Like that shit played and I was like,
no, I got teary-eyed a few times in that movie.
Yeah. They did, and the scene I'm just now saying, they went from the funeral scene, and then it just focused in on her face, and then it just blended into that, and I was like, "Come on, man, what you trying to do to me right now?" The movie was dope. The movie was dope. It was good, man.
Like right from the start, right? So we're talking spoilers right now for Wakanda Forever. So right from the start, it was like, oh, he's dying! It was just like, oh shit! Chaos. Like, wait, this is happening right now. Okay, but they never really said what it was. They just said, oh yeah, a sickness is taking him. We have to help him. But there was not a lot that went into that. They just kind of said, hey, he's dying, and then boom, he was dead. It was like, holy fuck!
I mean, they had a lot to cover, so I feel like they probably couldn't have spent too much time on that because that was something unexpected that they had to put into the movie. And then the rest of the movie has to, like, follow that. So it's not like Shuri was ever supposed to be Black Panther in this movie. So all of that had to change. And Ramonda wasn't going to be the queen. They should have had their king, T'Challa. So, I mean, she was still the queen, but she wasn't, supposed to take over leadership. So... Yeah, it was. They had to do a lot. I think either way, like there was an impossible. There's no way they could have made a decision to either recast him or to make someone else Black Panther. Like people are going to be on either side no matter what you do with that.
Yeah, and then you got like the character of Riri Williams who was introduced, and at first I was kind of wondering, I'm like, am I going to find this character to be really annoying?
I was thinking the same. Like,
I didn't. I actually thought the boy in Black Adam was way more annoying than she was. Like by far. I was like, oh man, she's making him look real bad. And then like when she finally had on her suit that was straight out of like fucking Power Rangers, I was like, what the fuck? But hey, you know what? Whatever.
It did look a bit too plasticky, but
it just, it needed to be a little more, I don't know.
I got what they were going for, though. So, like, it was like, at the first sight of it, because I think I saw somebody post it before I even saw the movie, like this screenshot of her suit, and I was like, okay. Like, I wasn't a big fan of that, but overall, like, that didn't take away from her performance for me, or it didn't take away from what she meant as far as the story was going.
Frank, have you seen Wakanda Forever?
Nope.
Oh shit! Oh,
no, you can talk spoilers. I don't care about spoilers.
Okay. I was like, we just fucked this one up for you.
Okay. I thought you'd seen it, man.
But when Namor and his army from Tolakan shows up, and they fight, and they take the fight to Wakanda, they fucked them up.
Yeah.
Like Wakanda was fucked. Like all their ships were like doing nothing against them. They were like knocking them all out of the air. Yeah. I was like, dude. And then what Black Adam failed to do. Namor literally killed her. He killed what was her name? The queen?
Ramonda.
He goes up there, looks right at her, and he's like, he throws those bombs at her. You know what I mean? He was just like, nah, fuck you. I warned you, bitch.
Yeah, very much.
And she died. And I was just like, dude. I was like, that's an unredeemable factor. That's what Black Adam didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, if it comes out that Black Adam actually, the 10th Adam actually set up his son to die so he can steal that power, he was more into getting the power, then that'd be a better thing. All right, we have one more guest coming on, Mr. Krypton's Core. What's up, man? No avatar, no nothing. He's not even on. He's haven't looked up yet. Oh, he's gone.
Can I say my thoughts on Wakanda Forever?
Yeah. No. Yes, go. Actually, go.
Okay. So, with you guys still there? Okay, yeah. So with Wakanda Forever, okay, go, because my thing was frozen for a second. Yeah. So like with Wakanda Forever, I thought it was like the first MCU movie I watched in theaters since Spider-Man: No Way Home, and I was surprised I actually liked this movie because like this, for what the movie was, like we knew it wasn't gonna be like the usual formulaic MCU movie. Like this, like the trailers, all the trailers looked really cool. Like they looked serious as hell. Like they didn't end off with the dumbass joke at the end. So yeah, I think I really wanted to see this movie. Like, and yeah, it was a good movie. I liked the theme song, but the soundtrack was great. The culture of Telecon or something was really interesting. I think the acting by like the acting was great. Like in the movie, like they took shit seriously this time. What else is there? I think I agree with you guys. Namor was badass, and it's what Black Adam should have been. But like, yeah, like. And the entire time I was not thinking of comparing Namor to Aquaman or Atlantis to his play. I did not. That didn't come to my mind even once. Like, I do wish he had a trident, but like, I understand I didn't. But like,
well, but I mean, at the end,
spear.
Everyone was like, oh, of course she beat him. But if you think about it, I mean, he fucking drove a spear through her body into a rock. And she was like, oh, I mean, he was just like, fuck you, got you. I'm gonna go get some water.
That was one of the most brutal fights since,
I need a drink.
It was hardcore.
It was pretty dope.
Since Spider-Man.
She scratched his fucking
Goblin.
face. He was like, ah.
Yeah.
But
since Spider-Man versus Green Goblin, and yeah, I didn't mind Ironheart too much. Like, actually, I thought the character was good. It wasn't like I did think she was a bit underdeveloped. Like, she was just there for like one reason.
Well,
then,
she was there to be introduced.
Yeah.
But like the reason that they wanted to get her was kind of like, okay, I get that and all, but they already have the fucking plans. They can make another one.
Yeah.
It's not like, they can only make one if she's there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, all right, look. And then
I'm going to watch like the Ironheart TV series, which I think is going to be good. And also, one of my sister's friends is going to be in the show, so yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Well, that's
dope. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Very interesting indeed.
Give me a pass, bro.
What's that? Yeah,
pass.
Hopefully, yeah. But like, yeah, like I think the movie was very good, and like it felt respectful. It felt with respect.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, it just yeah.
Okay, now Ali, I know you got to go, so let's go around real quick. I gave it 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Anthony, what did you give it out of 10?
I'd say about that same thing, man. 8 out of 10.
Okay, Axel.
Like a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, Frank, you haven't seen it yet, so we'll skip you. Ali.
I'm kind of in the same, 7 or 8.
Well, and then people were saying too, like, oh well, he, what's her name didn't have to shoot that. I don't want to say Atlantean.
I don't remember what they're called either.
Yeah, but like, Telocanin.
Yeah. They have a name. I just
save her. Like, let's go. Come on. She's laying there like. But I mean, that's what happens when you have two nations in war. It's misunderstandings and these things happen, and all of a sudden, bam, shot. And then at the end on the boat.
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. No,
when Wakanda troops were all pushed in that corner, it was all the main characters like, oh, none of them died. Everyone else got fucking massacred, but they're like, yo, we're all good,
That's 300 style,
yeah, 300 style. C198 show W says Tolo Kano.
Oh, we got a troll in the chat. His name's Zifafet, I think. Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Hey, great panel.
Yeah.
Ali, you got to bounce.
Yeah, Ali, I know you have to go. So thank you for joining us, Ali. Where can they find you?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me today. Twitter at SuperHiveDC, YouTube SuperHive right there. Yeah. So I'm on TikTok too, but.
Don't go on there, I guess.
Why did you say
$8?
She said I'm on TikTok too, but
well,
I don't like it.
Did you pay the $8, Ali?
I post and leave. Like, that's it.
All right, Ali, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, Ali, peace out.
Have a good one.
See ya, stupid beehive.
Hey, Nicotina, can I say something?
Go ahead. I've been waiting for you to say something. All right, Ali, thank you.
Ali, did you pay the $8, Ali?
Oh, God.
Did I what?
Pay the $8?
For what?
Did you pay the $8?
The dollars.
The $8. The $8.
Are you drunk? I swear to God.
No, I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. I am not drunk.
You sound.
I just have a New York accent.
Somebody asked it.
Somebody.
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
No, she's just left.
What is that
Hi
about?
to the people. The $8 with Twitter, you know. Now you have to pay $8 to be certified, you know.
Oh no.
Krypton. The way you addressed that question, it came across so awkward. It was kind of like
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
very abrupt. Like
not too much.
No, man.
No, I didn't.
Home, girl.
All right, see you later. You get out of here while you still can.
Escape me.
No, I actually watched it this afternoon. I watched the movie this afternoon. I fucking loved it.
Does he look like a bitch?
Oh, whoops! That's my accident. Whoops.
No, I said it was.
Oh
I
my
loved the movie.
God.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
No, it was great. I loved it.
It was
I-
great. I loved. I wasn't too big of a fan of like the part one.
Mm-hmm.
When I first watched part one, it wasn't like this epiphany.
Oh, the one that got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, I think this is gonna. Literally, I think this is gonna get nominated for Best Picture. I think that what's her name? Oh my God, Angela Bassett is gonna get nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Best Actress. You freaking rock that freaking.
What?
Yeah, she did a good job.
Oh my God, I was like, holy shit. She's like, she wants to get that freaking, that Oscar. It was a great performance. It was a great performance. What? What are you laughing at?
Nothing. I'm just, you don't even have an avatar. What happened to you?
I don't know what happened.
What happened to it? You fucking deleted it?
No. I just haven't been on streams for a
You
long
just
time.
forgot it. It was like,
I just like, fuck it.
You had this still? Shit.
I can put it back on, but like, I'm good.
Oh, it's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. And then real quick, before we wrap things up, there was this that went out there. Harry Potter could be making a comeback with the Cursed Child. Are you guys Harry Potter fans? Okay, you guys don't give a shit. Anyway, they might do it. We'll see. This is a big world that he wants to reinvigorate, but they're all fucking old now. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
No, but the
Michael
Cursed Child.
Keaton age.
No, but the Cursed Child is when they're 39. They're all
Right, but I'm saying after
So
these
it's
two
like-
parts, like, where do you go from there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they should do redo the whole thing. They should do like a series and start it up all over again. Like do it like a like HBO Max series. And
Like
just-
Lord of the Rings, but only give them 1 or 2 books that they can use. And then they'll just have to figure out the rest of it, you know?
No. I think they should actually redo it again. Like they get a new Potter and new Hermione and all that, and just redo it again. I mean, because think about it, it's been 20 years. Like we're at this generation, but the first movie came out over 20 years ago. Came out in 2000. So they could redo it. It's just like because we had it for 10 years, because they had it until 2010. Oh my God, this is so fucking awesome.
It is. Well, Krypton, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you came at the very ass end of the
I
show,
know.
so
That's fine.
I know.
No, I know.
And-
I planned that.
And we will see. There's still time, but we will see this summer if Krypton will take the L in front of Zebrafet for the Thomas Wayne. But anyway, as we wrap things up, let's go on the horn.
He's Thomas.
He's Thomas. Anthony, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at 2279ACS at _ to that for Twitter and the ACS Universe on YouTube, man.
All right.
And then,
How about,
and then just
go ahead.
probably a show every night of the week.
Yeah.
More nerves, just a replay. More, yeah, I'm all over. But yeah.
And Axel, where can they find you?
Oh, hey guys. So you can find me at the Nicotina Show. You can find me at 4 Nerds.
He's always backstage.
I'm always gonna host the 4 Nerds now. You can find me at my YouTube channel,
There we go.
Droga52.
He promoted himself.
Yeah, you can find me on Instant Replay where I own that thing now. You can find me on Twitter by Axel Ardroga, and yeah.
Okay. And before we get to Frank, I'm sorry that I had to bring this up, but I know I called you out a little bit, but the scoop, David Zaslav, he's still mad. JJ Abrams via Zeverfit and Frank, they scooped this one.
So yeah, we'll leave the breaking news to Zeverfit whenever he comes around. He'll break the news, and
he's
just
in the
claim me
chat
as the
right now.
source. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
in
the
the
one with
chat
the
right now,
source.
like what are the topics?
He'll claim Frank as the source. Or if he gets debunked, he'll be like, "Well, that was Frank's scoop. I was just reporting it."
That's why he's like, "What are the topics?"
That's the deal we worked out. Yeah,
that was the contract we signed.
Yeah.
And then Frank, where can they find you? Oh, jeez.
You can find me on Instagram at Frank's Fandoms as the tag.
Are you done with Twitter?
That's what I said. Twitter.
You said
right?
Instagram.
Isn't
did I?
everybody done with Twitter?
Yeah.
I meant Twitter.
Okay. Maybe it was me. I thought you said
It was a Freudian slip.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Ryan says he's got receipts.
I got receipts. He's gonna make
His channel is a receipt.
His whole channel is a receipt. So is this one and everyone else's. And then real quick, if you haven't seen it yet, here's that image that I shared earlier, which I thought turned out really well. This is a shot from the upcoming Project Justice League.
Oh damn!
love
is that real? Oh, I thought that was real for a second. Like, that was actually
that is a apocalyptic warship
satellite.
showing
Ray
up.
Porter is on that ship right now.
Yeah, he's right there. He's like, hey guys,
what is that ship doing there? And what is it doing? You'll find out later. And there's a lot more than just
who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? And
what planet is that? Is that Jupiter? Is that Jupiter in the background?
Is that Mars? Krypton, where can they find you?
You can find me in my bedroom.
Giggity.
Yeah. I just. I don't do none of this crazy bullshit you guys do. So
Come on, don't bullshit me. Bullshit.
And Ryan, he's gonna be fucking Thomas. Point blank.
Oh, he's got receipts. He can make that return.
I got receipts.
It's so stupid. All right, you guys. We will catch you next time. I'm gonna go live again probably next week, same time. I'm gonna go back to my original time. Now I got some things worked out at home. We had a busy few months, so it was like, oh shit. But thank you to everyone who came out here. Anthony, Axel, Frank, Allie, who was here earlier, Phil, who was here earlier, and Krypton, who came at the very last minute.
I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all good. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, become a member, join the Patreon to help support the channel, and we will see you guys next time. Peace!